We're going to watch Trump take some questions. Our home dog, our frog. Where's Frog Eat Frog, by the way? Just want to let you guys know that Frog Eat Frog is our resident frog. The greatest frog we've ever known. The goat. And it's good to see you guys. So, welcome to the show that Michael, as some people would like to say, as Major General Dow says, the Michael Garza Show. What's up, my brony bros? It is I, your host, Michael Garza. What up, my brony bros? You're so beautiful. You're so sexy. Anyway, what's going on, bronies? It is I, Michael Garza. Michael Garza. We're going to watch Trump, our boy Donald Trump, take a few questions, and we're going to react to a few Trump videos today, because we love our boy Trump, dude. I'm firmly on board on the Trump train. You know that. I think everybody knows that. They call me Zaddy. Zaddy. Well, let's go, dude. Let's fucking roll. But gifts are read first. And we're pulling up a couple things real quick. Just give me a few moments, everybody. My pink brony bros. And we dance at the gay clubs. Oh my God. We're just having fun. On the stage in our hooves. I'm wearing a man thong. Down at the Pink Brony Club. I'm gonna keep on fapping at the Pink Brony Club. Give me one moment, folks. Okay, I'm pulling up a few. We're looking at a little Donald. Our boy Donald Trump, the GOAT. I think one of the greatest. I think I could say without a doubt one of the greatest presidents we've ever had, for sure. I could say that with some pure clarity, and we know he's the GOAT. I think everybody does. Duh, winning by winning. I win here and I win there. You guys ready for this? Okay, so we're going to watch Donald Trump take some questions. Trump takes questions. And this is like 8 hours ago. Trump takes questions about Iran war. Okay, so this was... Yeah, okay. I don't want to see the CNN version because I know it's fake. Sorry, CBS version, I mean. Forbes is pretty decent. Let's see. What would be a good... Did the White House not even broadcast this? Come on, man. Well, I guess we'll watch this one. This one's longer.
It's been a long time.
I want the longer one, so I want it long and I want it hard. So President Donald Trump participated in a swearing-in ceremony for Secretary blah blah blah. Oh, the White House actually. Here's an official White House version. We'll do the White House one.
It's been a long time. Must be something big happening, huh?
Our boy is addressing the nation. Donald Trump. Hell yeah. I am not. Yamaha colors, I am not. But we love Trump. We think he's good. I think a lot of people think he's good. Some people don't like him, but I think he's cool. But welcome to the show, everybody. It's good to see you all. This is the Michael Garza show. We are here. We are live. We're reacting to a few videos for sure today. And no, dude, he's not the pervert in chief, dude. I think he's the greatest. Dude, honestly, I think he's one of the greatest presidents we've ever had, bro. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry, LOL. Laugh out loud.
You all set? Well, thank you very much. It's a great day for me because I have a lot of confidence in this gentleman. And we're thrilled to swear in our new Secretary of Homeland Security, a great American patriot, to put it mildly, Markwayne Mullin. And I want to just say, Markwayne, congratulations. Great. Thank you. You deserve it. You're a great man. Let me also thank Secretary Mullin's beautiful family, including his wife, Christy. Thank you. His sons, Jim.
Are you a pink
Jace,
brony, bro?
Andrew. And daughters.
You're a pink brony, bro. No, here's the thing, man, dude. Donald Trump is an incredible president. I think he's a great human being. People want to say he's a bad person, but, that's just their ignorance on this one. And, tired of all the ignoramuses saying that he's like a bad person or whatever is just crazy. Cray. Give me a few moments, though. OMG. Give me a second. OMG. No, I think he's the man, dude. And, I'm tired of people telling me otherwise. If you want to tell me otherwise, fine, but I think he's the GOAT. I think he's one of the greatest presidents we've ever had. To anybody who doesn't think that, whatever, But yeah, super chats and gifts are read first primarily. I'll try to read the chat, but whatever. But no, thank you guys for tapping the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. It does help the channel grow in more ways than one. Thank you guys for tapping the like button on the stream as well. We're here. We're live. We're large. We're in charge. And we're watching Trump. Lara,
Ivy, Lynette, and other members of the Mullin family. It's a beautiful family. And we know this guy. He's our big top wrestling guy. I won't wrestle him for anything. An all-American wrestler, huh? Good. They have good genetics in that family. Proud of you. Thanks as well to Attorney General Pam Bondi, Chairman.
Oh, Pam Bondi's terrible. I'm so pissed. I'm not a big fan of Pam Bondi. I think you guys know that. I say fire Pam Bondi. She's just a sorority girl, in my opinion. She's awful. Pam Bondi's terrible. Otherwise, Trump's the man.
Jason Smith, Congressman Josh.
Oh, also Kash Patel, please. For the love of God, I'm not a big fan of Kash Patel either.
Gottheimer, former Speaker of the House Kevin McCarthy, and many other friends that are gathered with us. It's great group of people. For 13 years, Markwayne has represented the incredible state of Oklahoma, a state that I won 77 out of 77 counties 3 times in a row, so they like me there. Second was Ronald Reagan at 56. Did you know that? 56, that's not bad. But 77.
It's not bad at all, dude.
77 out of 77, I think, right? That's not bad. But he was there in Congress as a member of the House and then as an outstanding United States Senator. And he really has been outstanding. He's been a close and vital partner in helping us secure the border, stop migrant.
And that's been a big thing, man. Border security, man. That is something that one of the big reasons why I did not want to vote Democrat, and I don't ever plan on it. But one of the reasons why I can't vote Democrat is they don't give two shits about the border. They do not believe in secure borders. they've proven time and time again that they will let people in droves that don't deserve to be here, people that are here to just harm our country. You know, it's like, I'm not saying everybody who crosses the border is, but what I'm trying to get at is this. I'm saying that they're not letting in the best. They're letting in criminals. They're letting in just these awful, awful people. And it's true. That's why the Democrats will never have my vote. Because the Democrats have been nothing but reckless. Yeah, Democrats are a terrible, reckless party. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry, dude. I don't know.
Crime and the scourge of illegal drugs and make America safe again and make America great again. And he's a tremendous player. He worked with Tom Homan, worked with all of our people on the right and many more. And everything he's done has been good. I say everything he touched, he's turned to gold. Now, but even in business, he was successful, in all fairness. And he was successful. And he said, I want to go into politics. I hope you have.
I don't know why anybody would want to go into politics. Even Donald Trump, man, I still don't know why you wanted to, bro. I'm not saying that you're bad for the job. In fact, I think you've been very efficient. You've been more efficient than all the other status quo, lifelong politicians that have taken the position. But I will say, man, I never understood why anybody who's successful in business would want to even get into politics, man. I would want to keep just creating businesses, creating products, and really good stuff. Tiny Lion Gaming, man.
Tiny Lion Gaming says, tremendous player. Tiny Lion Gaming says, that's what all my exes said about me after the fact.
But as the only
Tiny Lion Gaming's a stud, by the way.
Native American, I didn't know that, huh? Let me look at you. Well, I think that's all right. He's got great quality, I can tell you. It's the only Native American in the Senate. How many have been there before you? Do you know? Native American? Three. Well, you're a fantastic representative. Markwayne has also been a fantastic advocate for our cherished tribal communities. He's now the first member of the Cherokee Nation ever to serve as a member of the cabinet. I didn't know all these things.
Yeah, I didn't know these things either. That's pretty cool.
I would have picked him faster if I had known. I would have made a quicker decision. Prior to his career in public service, Markwayne had a very successful career in business, leaving school at age 20 after his father got sick, taking over his family business and turning it into a multi-million-dollar success story. He's a very successful guy. Markwayne has also a career as an MMA fighter. That's why I looked at his ears and I said, I'm not going to fight with him. You can tell.
That's great, man. This is great. I love it. You know, that's the one thing I like about Trump. He's really good at giving praise. And he's also really good at trash-talking people, you know, who deserve the trash talk. And, you know.
A lot about a person by their ears, right? During which he went totally undefeated. He was undefeated during his career, and he's been inducted into the Oklahoma Wrestling Hall of Fame. And the family is made of fantastic wrestlers, especially that guy right there. That's my favorite guy, huh? And suffered bad injury and come back stronger than ever, I think. So good to have you, man, right? I have no doubt that as he takes the helm of DHS, Markwayne will fight for Homeland Security, the United States, and securing the country and making it really strong and the way it should be. Our country's come a long way in the last year. We set it up so beautifully, and then we had 4 years of horror.
4 years of Biden, dude. We had 4 years of Joe Biden. And thank goodness we don't have that anymore, man. Thank goodness we're on the straight and narrow, basically, as a country. You know, Joe Biden. Hold on, test. Oh. Ah! There we go. Okay, testing 1 2. Joe Biden. Here we go. Everybody loves Joe Biden, dude. Everybody loves Joe Biden. Joe Biden. Nobody loves Joe. Dude, Joe Biden's one of the worst presidents we've ever had, dude. Joe Biden's the worst of the worst. Joe Biden's number one worst. Jimmy Carter's second. George W. Bush is third worst. The Walrus Poacher says...
Garza wants everyone to buy Bitcoin. ETRN7CH said hi.
What up, ET? The Walrus Poacher says, I want everyone to buy Bitcoin. That's not true. I do not want everybody to buy Bitcoin.
Blue Nose Pity says, who like casinos anyway apart from the woke clown club LOL. Tim Smith 4118 says, tomorrow's teachings put out the ultimate video called Diddy Escapes from Jail. You won't believe it.
Oh, shit. Ah, shit. Okay, we might have to take a small detour. All right, do you guys want to do a quick tomorrow's teachings detour, everybody? We're going to do a tomorrow's teachings detour. I'm going to open up a new tab real quick into YouTube. We're going to look up Diddy tomorrow's teachings. Oh, God. Diddy escapes from jail. No.
Coming up
I have a good
on
lawyer.
tomorrow's teachings.
Anyway, I'm really here because you owe me.
In advance, before we start watching this, I love you, Tim Smith, but I have a feeling that I'm going to have to tell you, fuck you. We're going to watch this, though. We love Tim Smith on this channel, but I got to give him a fuck you in advance for recommending this. Let's keep going. Oh, God. I got to admit, I am pretty scared. I don't know exactly how I'm going to feel about this. Emotionally, I may be emotionally scarred by the end of this, but let's watch the Didster. And
Resisting!
He's not answering my calls.
It is awful, but not just for you, for the department too.
Oh my god. Is there a problem?
Do you have any idea how fast you were going?
I'm late for a photo shoot.
So because of your careless time management, you're putting everyone's life in danger.
I can't be late.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. The cop is in the right, bro.
I'm famous.
I clocked you going 103. 103. Do you
She was going 103 miles per hour. Dude, she should be like in handcuffs on the ground, bro.
have any
It
idea
looks
how
like she's in like a residential area.
dangerous that is? It doesn't matter how famous you are. I see countless accidents all the time because of people like you. Let me see your license and registration.
You know, just because you're a cop and you only make $60K a year doesn't mean you get to put your negative energy and attitude onto me.
Oh my God, she's terrible. This lady's awful, bro. Oh my God, dude. I bet she's gonna have to share it. Is she gonna get banged by Diddy?
Okay, hon? So let's hurry this up. I have places to be.
You think you're getting out of this that easily. How mistaken you are.
What are you talking about?
You're going to be charged with reckless driving. Any speed over 100 miles per hour is a felony.
I can't be arrested.
Well, maybe you'll get a good lesson that you sorely need.
I don't need a lesson. I need to get to my shoot. I'm filming a scene with Jason Love.
I don't care who you're filming with. Actions have consequences. Now step out of the vehicle for me.
Oh my God. Do you not know who I am? Look, I'm an OF model.
Oh no. Of course she's an OnlyFans model. It all makes perfect sense. Oh my God. Oh man, I love it, dude. Put your 60K energy back on the shelf. Oh my God. I mean, this is fabulous, man. I'm loving this. This is fucking excellent, man.
Never heard of me?
No, I've never heard of you. That's you?
Yeah? I guarantee your police buddies have probably seen me online.
Well, that isn't some type of get out of jail free card. Step out of the vehicle. I'm not going to ask you again.
Wait, you know, I kind of have a thing for men with a badge. The power police have, the authority.
Oh my God, this is so lame. Where do they get these actors from? In fact, the guy who is playing the police officer in this looks like he might have a drug problem and desperately needed money, or just doesn't sleep at all. I can't tell.
Kind of turns me on. You know, I bet you're under a lot of stress. I can fix that.
You know it's illegal to bribe, right?
I know, but it's not really a bribe if it's something you want to do.
Okay. Okay. Step out of the vehicle for me.
Oh shit, dude. Jayco TV says, was this written by an 8th grade incel? Probably. What the
Hey there,
fuck?
Mama. All right.
What the fuck? This is unreal. Tomorrow's teachings is so bad. Like, they are trying to compete with Darman on another level. Are they just banging right there in the street? Are they just jerking it and banging right there on the street? Come on, man. Oh my god.
Where's Dad?
He's not answering my calls. I think I'm gonna
I think he's getting sucked off by some slutty OF model.
have to take you to school today, all right?
But he promised he'd take me to school today in his police
Oh, okay. Oh my god.
car. He promised.
I'm sure he just got really busy and lost track of time. It's okay. He can take you to school tomorrow in the police car. I'll drive you today, okay? Come on.
I bet they're gonna drive past him banging the OF model. How much do you want to fucking bet that's gonna happen? And where the hell is Diddy? Dude, we are a third of the way through. We are 1/3 of the way through this video, and I haven't seen one fucking Diddy.
We're north of the alleyway, 51st Street, Washburn Evening Side.
10-4. No! Easy. No, that's my kid! That's my kid and wife! No.
I don't know what happened. This car just went in front of me. I didn't do anything.
Out of nowhere?
Oh shit, the OF model killed the dude's kid. Oh man, dude. Dude, what the hell, dude? These stories.
The car just went in front of me. I don't know what happened.
Walter's world shattered in a single, brutal moment. The crash had taken everything from him, his family, his reason for living. Now, he stood...
All because he let an OF model off the hook. That's what you get, dude. You don't bang slutty OF models, bro. You don't do that. Come on, man. Don't do that. Throwing your whole life away, and then that OF model who is driving 100 miles per hour like a dumbass. What a hoe. Dude, is he gonna go hang? He's gonna unleash Diddy. He's gonna go into a jail and he's going to unlock the prison cell for Diddy. He's gonna let Diddy out.
On the edge, lost and broken, the weight of his grief too heavy to bear.
What the?
Hey, officer. Remember me? Look, I know this is kind of awkward, but I'm here to, apologize or whatever.
Apologize?
Yeah, totally killed your family, and I know he banged and shit, blah, blah, blah. God damn it. This is the weird... Yeah, dude, Jayco TV, I am so confused. This is Darman on another level. This is beyond Darman. We have reached who the fuck is either a very demented person is writing these or AI? I assume that AI writes all of tomorrow's teaching scripts, and then these actors just kind of go with whatever the AI tells them.
I heard about your family. That's like super sad. Really, I can't believe that happened, but you know, stuff happens.
Why are you not in prison? You should be locked up right now.
I have a good lawyer. Anyway, I'm really here because you owe me.
Owe you?
Yeah. I'm suing you for defamation and emotional distress.
You're suing me?
Yeah. Ever since that little incident, I've been dragged all over the internet. OF girl gets officer out of ticket? I'm losing followers because of you. You've cost me tens of thousands of dollars. You owe me.
You killed my family!
Wow, dramatic much?
What is happening? Baby Bull is saying, I've been having a real bad time lately. Can you shout me out by saying, oh, fine. I like Mike Hawk. I've been having a real bad day lately. Oh my God, this is insane. We still haven't seen Diddy, by the way. We're 5 minutes and 26 seconds into this. We still have not seen P. Diddy.
Look, whatever.
And this story is motherfucking insane. This is mental.
You're going through is not my problem. This lawsuit is real. You can cry about it all you want, but it's happening.
Officer Walker, while this is clearly an emotional time for you, we need to remind you that we're prepared to settle out a lawsuit unless we settle this matter out of court.
You're crazy if you think you're getting a dime out of me.
Well, you're gonna have to, because we're gonna make sure that your career is over too. My lawyer's gonna drag your name through the mud just like you dragged mine. We'll start with the police department and then the media. I'll expect your apology and money very soon.
I let her go. I let her walk away without so much as a ticket. And now they're both gone.
Well, there's no point to dwell on it.
I should have arrested her, Chief, but I didn't. And now my son's gone, my wife's gone. And she's walking around free like nothing happened. I feel awful.
Well, since you mention it...
Unleash Diddy, dude.
It is awful, but not just for you.
God, the acting is so fucking bad in this, dude. The acting is so fucking bad. This is so bad. I'm not going to lie, though. I do love Tomorrow's Teachings, by the way. I think this might be one of the funniest fucking channels on YouTube. This is like... It is gold. Tomorrow's Teachings is a certain level of gold. This guy is Timu Nick Cage. Absolutely, dude.
For the department, too. Everyone is saying that you should have arrested that girl. But instead, you ended up getting freaky with her. And she ended up killing 2 innocent people.
I regret everything. Those 2 innocent people were my wife and kid.
But because of your negligence, it is being put up onto you. And our department may shut down because of you, and you're gonna go to jail, Walker.
Believe me, I regret everything. Those 2 innocent people were my wife and kid.
I know, I'm sorry. Look, the case is still being looked at. You have some time.
Where is Diddy, dude? I just want to see Diddy.
I would enjoy it while it lasts.
Breaking news. A notorious rapper was just spotted here just a while ago in a white Toyota SUV. He's on his way,
Diddy escaped, dude. Fuck yeah. Okay.
To East Los Angeles right now. We're encouraging everyone to stay safe, to stay vigilant. It's not safe.
Where's he at? Where's he at?
Should be getting home to my wife now. Take care, Walker.
This is so crazy. Oh my God. What the fuck, dude? What the F, dude? What? No. No.
Let me see some hands.
No.
Ah! Shut your black ass up. Man, police! Stop resisting! You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law.
He caught Diddy, dude. That means he's a fucking hero now. He's gonna redeem. He redeemed himself by snagging Diddy, dude. That's so fucking tight.
Can't believe you caught him.
Thanks, Chief.
You know, the city's gonna throw you a big ceremony after this.
Yeah, dude. And you know what? He's probably gonna end up banging the OF model again, unfortunately.
Wait, they are? What about everything with that OnlyFans girl?
After this, are you kidding? No one remembers that all. All anyone cares about is that Diddy is locked up again because of you.
Yeah, dude. Diddy.
That OnlyFans girls, we locked her ass up.
Wait, how?
We are the police. We can do anything.
Oh my god.
Right.
Go work, Walker. Let's go grab some donuts.
Yeah, right. Let's do it.
Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. I really hope you enjoyed today's episode.
What the fuck, dude? What the fuck? You know, I was really starting to fall in love with tomorrow's teachings. And now I hate it again. Oh my god, dude. This is so good. This is I'm not going to lie, that was pretty ridiculous, but I love how ridiculous tomorrow's teachings is my favorite. It really is, dude. Tomorrow's teachings is the greatest channel on YouTube, even if I'm hating it again. It's the GOAT.
4 years of disgusting horror, open borders, and things that nobody would even think of. You wouldn't even think of. 25 million people poured into our country, and we've gotten a lot of them out, but we have a lot more to go. We have 11,888 murderers came into our country. People came in from all over the world, from prisons and gangs, gang members, drug dealers, people from mental institutions, insane asylums. That's the mental institution times 2. And what they allowed to happen to our country can never be allowed to happen again, and it won't. With Markwayne, we have somebody that's strong, professional, and fair. As you know, the department that Markwayne takes over today is currently shut down by radical left Democrat thugs.
The leftist lunatics, bro. Those leftist lunaticas. Dude, Donald Trump's the man, dude. Tap subscribe if you guys love Donald Trump as much as I do. Let's go.
In Congress who have blocked all funding for DHS because they're trying to shield illegal alien criminals, gang members. They want to protect them from being taken out of the country. Drug dealers, murderers. They're protecting them all. I don't know how people can vote for these people. You know, I see the midterms are close. I don't know what close means, but I don't know how people can vote for them. You take a look, men, they want men to be able to play in women's sports.
That's true. He's right. That's what they want, man. He's absolutely right on that one, man.
They want transgender for everybody. Terrible, but that's the way it is. They don't want to give voter ID. They don't want voter ID for elections. They don't want proof of citizenship for elections. And then they get to vote. They do cheat. But I don't know. It's hard to believe they can cheat that much. Just in the past few days, we've seen the
absolutely they do
100%,
dude.
Democrats' deadly open border extremism. They want open borders, and they want to open the borders again if they have their chance, because they think they're going to get votes by doing that. On Thursday, a precious 18-year-old college student named Sheridan Gorman was shot and killed while she was walking in a park. She was just walking in the park.
Jesus, man.
The illegal alien monster charged with Sheridan's brutal murder had come illegally from Venezuela and been released into our country by...
Thank you, Joe Biden. Thank you, Joe Biden. Basically, you know what? If you guys want to know who to thank on that one, thank Joe Biden.
Sleepy Joe Biden, the worst president in the history of our country.
Amen, brother. Amen. Number one worst of all time is Joe Biden. Jimmy Carter's number two worst all time. 3 belongs to George W. Bush. Let's keep going.
And I don't say that because I think he's fine. He's okay. I don't like him, dislike him. I talk about job performance. That's all I care about, job performance. Worst president in history. And Obama wasn't far behind, by the way. But he was then arrested and released again by Democrat governor, a real slob of a governor, J.B. Pritzker, in the sanctuary city of Chicago, which we could make safe in 2 months, I would say. 2 months if we sent in the group, Tom, right? 2 months would be good. 3 months, very good. 4 or 5 months, it would be great.
Yeah.
But they would never call because they don't want to do that. All they have to do is call and ask for a little help. The Democrats in Congress do not care how much American blood they shed in their demented pursuit of open borders.
It is weird how much the Democrats want open borders, though. Like, that actually does weird me out a little bit in the sense that why would you want open borders? Like, I just, for the life of me, have never understood why anybody would want open borders. It just makes no sense logically. You know, you can't just let every single person in. It's just stupid as hell. I think the Democrats know this, but I don't think they give a shit because I think they wanted. I honestly feel like the Democrat Party's lost its way. It's one of the reasons why they're so hated these days. And you could say that, oh, people hate the Republicans. Sure, they do. But if you have to choose between the lesser of two evils, and I don't want to have to do that, I mean, I'll choose the Republican Party over the Democrats. I basically refuse to vote Democrat at this point. I'll vote third party if I have to. But I refuse. If you have the word Democrat next to your name, I'm not voting for you. Because the Democrat Party is too insane. It's the party of insanity. It's the party of identity politics. I can't do it. The Democrat Party is absolutely 100% insane.
Jared Gorman to Jocelyn Nungri and Lake and Riley.
You know that.
Quest to flood our country with illegal aliens has left countless American victims in its wake. They never changed. They see what's happening. They never change. That's what they want. They want to get the votes.
Yep.
With sanctuary and sanctuary cities going at levels that they are, and we've ended a lot. We've done a lot. But for some reason, they love it. It's a sanctuary. You know, sanctuary cities are sanctuary for, it's really a sanctuary for criminals. With Secretary Mullin at DHS, we will continue our record-setting efforts to deport these illegal alien criminals from our country, and we are doing at record levels despite a very unfair court system, a radicalized left court system, and others that I'm not too fond of also. And we'll protect innocent American lives every single.
Yeah, I mean, I got to admit, my dad was pretty much a deterrent as well. You know, I love my dad, but my dad is like hyper liberal. Like, he's got major case of Trump derangement syndrome. So I you know, my dad is an inspiration for me not to vote Democrat because I think if Democrats these days are just way too into politics. Like, I watch politics on my live stream only to make money. If we're going to be honest, it's only to make money, but it's also to provide entertainment for you guys. But I do enjoy reacting to things on the internet in front of people. It's kind of hilarious. I kind of accidentally got into politics. You know, I'm not, like I said, I'm not a political guy for the most part. My main interests are software development, doing YouTube, swing trading stocks. I mean, that's basically what I'm into. I mean, long-term holding of stocks as well. I'm an investor deep down, but yeah, it's so weird that people casually want to see Donald Trump be unalived. It's the weirdest thing. I don't understand why people are like this, dude. It makes zero sense to me, but yeah, the level of Trump derangement syndrome out there blows my mind. And all these Democrats that freak out over Trump, like, oh, Trump's so evil, you're a Nazi if you like Trump. It's like, no, I'm going to keep liking Trump because if you keep calling me a Nazi, I'm not going to take your side. You know, anybody who calls me a Nazi, I immediately already refused to take your side in any sort of argument. If you're going to call me a bootlicker and all that stuff. Yeah, it's extremely psychotic. The left has turned people who vote Democrat have become so psychotic. Anytime you mention the word Trump, it's almost like, you know how in Harry Potter they have to say "he who shall not be named" when they say Voldemort. It's basically like that. Trump has become Voldemort to these people, and I think it is. I think it's mental. I think it's absolutely insane. It's like psychiatric levels of insane, and I don't understand like how a perfectly reasonable person can hear Donald Trump's name and suddenly turn into a psychopath. They go from being a normal, walking, talking person to be foaming at the mouth the moment that you meet Donald Trump. Talk about Donald Trump. It's the weirdest thing. And then for me, there's like people like me who are just like, you know, if people want to diss Trump in front of me, I'm totally fine with it. Like, I really am. I just hate it when people start foaming at the mouth and start getting pissed off at me for liking Trump. I'm just like, okay. If you don't like Trump, you know, that's fine, but can you get your fucking face out of my face? You know, that's all I ask. Some people are like that, man. There was one guy at Seven Devils. I was sitting next to him, and I was sitting next to my dad, you know, just some random guy, and I just said, oh, yeah, Trump's the man. And he starts freaking the fuck out. And I'm like, yeah, well, what's happening? And then, I basically told him, yeah, I voted for Trump. He got really pissed. I've never seen somebody so fucking red in the face. Yeah, I wouldn't say he was too red in the face, but yeah, he was just like, oh, man. I actually should have called him names. That was the only thing I regret, was not calling him names, the dude sitting next to me, because he was just being a total chud. Whenever somebody's being a chud like that, sometimes you just gotta call them names. Sometimes you just gotta. Especially when they're like yelling at the top of their voice and shit. It's so fucking gay. Yeah, it's the weirdest thing, dude. There's just so many levels of Trump derangement syndrome that people have. I'm not saying that people have to like him, but it is so weird that people get like so crazy when they hear his name. They act like the devil himself is showing up in front of them just by mentioning Donald Trump. It's like, come on, man. Get a hold of yourself. For the love of God.
Illegal migrant who has a criminal record must be deported immediately. If they have a criminal record, you got to deport them.
Yep. Agreed.
And there's a lot that came in under Biden. And Kamala, the great border czar,
Sleepy
Kamala,
Joe,
never
dude.
went to the border, never called Border Patrol. Never once called Border Patrol. Can you imagine that, Jim? She's the border czar. She never called Border Patrol. Explain that to me. He's the worst. She was as bad as he was. Going to give him IQ tests next week. Under the Trump administration, we've achieved unprecedented gains on public safety. Yesterday, we were in Memphis, Tennessee, to celebrate the steepest reduction in crime ever recorded. We've been there for about 5 months, and the numbers, nobody's ever seen anything like it. And thanks to our Memphis Safe Task, it's called Safe Task Force, alongside our efforts in Washington, D.C., and what we've done in Washington is amazing.
Yeah, honestly, Donald Trump has single-handedly, I wouldn't say single-handedly, but had a lot of help. But Donald Trump directed the cleanup of the Washington, D.C. area. I mean, Washington, D.C. has been plagued with crime for a very long time. It's one of those things, man, that it's just like, no, he is he is the greatest president of our lifetime. Absolutely. Steve, 100%, dude. Steve Loftus, everybody. I don't know what else to say besides that, but hey, if you guys can, make sure you guys tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. It does help the channel grow, so the more subscribers we have, the better. So thank you guys for taking the time to subscribe and subscribe. I appreciate it, man. Let's keep going.
We have Washington as a safe city now. It's been amazing. It's been, if you go back a year and a half, 2 years ago, Washington was one of the most unsafe cities anywhere in the world, let alone this country. And now we have a very safe city. And what they've done with all of the people working, many of the people standing right there. It's been incredible. And now we're going to see all of our cities take a big step because of Markwayne. In 1 year, my administration, we've created the most secure border in the United States history and the largest drop in illegal immigration ever recorded, slashed the illegal fentanyl crossings on our border by 64%, and accomplished the largest decline in the murder rate in the history of our country, bringing it down to 1900. That's before my father was born. My father was born a little bit after that. He wouldn't be happy mentioning this because he never liked talking about age, but he lived to be a ripe old age, but that's before my father was born. Think of it, 1900, we have a record, 1900. Murders last year were at the lowest level in 125 years, and we're making America safe again. We're doing it at levels that everything we're doing, we're making great. The border is great, the military is great. We're having, by the way, a tremendous success, as you know, in Iran. We had one in Venezuela, and now we're having one in Iran. They have no Navy left. They have no Air Force left. They have no...
Yeah, dude, Iran's military is virtually decimated, and I love how people say that, I don't think we're going to win the war. I don't know. One moment. Let's go, bro.
Anti-aircraft equipment left, no radar left, no leaders left. The leaders are all gone. Nobody knows who to talk to. But we're actually talking to the right people, and they want to make a deal so badly. You have no idea how badly they want to make a deal. And we'll see what happens. I want to thank Pete Hegseth. The job you're doing over there is really incredible. You and the general and all of the other generals and colonels and captains and majors and everybody else, right? It's a perfect, amazing thing. We make the best military equipment in the world. Now we're going to make it faster. We want to get it faster, but we make the best in the world. We're doing a job. So I'd like to ask Attorney General Bondi to come and do the honors of swearing in a man who's going to do a phenomenal job for a country. And I tell you, your family has to be very proud. You have to be very proud. Everybody wanted this job. I said, there's one man for this job, and I have no doubt he's going to be fantastic. Thank you, Pam. Come on over. Thank you.
Keep Pam Bondi out of this. She's just... I wish Trump would fire Pam Bondi. I don't know why he's so loyal to her. She must have some level of dirt on him. I have no idea. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Yeah, she's frustrating, man. Ugh. Ugh. Let's keep going.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear.
I do solemnly swear.
Markwayne Mullin.
Markwayne Mullin.
That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
Against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
And that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
And I will bear true faith to allegiance and do the same.
And that I take this obligation freely.
I take this obligation freely.
You gotta glaze me.
Without any mental reservation.
Without any mental reservation.
Or purpose of evasion.
Or purpose of evasion.
And that I will well and faithfully.
And that I will well and faithfully.
Discharge the duties of the office.
Discharge the duties of the office.
On which I am about to enter.
Which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Secretary.
Yeah, man. Get it, dude. Nominate I don't know this guy really that well, so good for him, man. Good for him. Let's keep going.
Thank you. I think that was the most nervous I've ever been. It just seems surreal being in the Oval Office and having the President of the United States speak so highly of me and then recognize my family and know my family by name, it's humbling. And I never take it for granted, but I made this very clear that I don't care what color your state is. I don't care if you're red or you're blue. At the end of the day,
This guy's a stud. I don't know much about him, but he seems pretty cool. He seems pretty overwhelmed by the situation, obviously, that he's going to be doing whatever the heck he's doing. I'm still kind of not really sure like what he does specifically, but I'm curious. Let's see. Oh, I realize my camera needs to be adjusted. There we go. There we go. Seems like an interesting fella, though.
my job is to be Secretary of Homeland and to protect everybody the same, and we will do that. I'll fight every single day. Today I got the privilege of meeting so many of the employees at DHS. These employees have been there for 30 days without pay. And if you need anything to know their dedication to show up and still protect the homeland that you and I enjoy and the freedoms that we're...
So they've got 30 days without pay, man. That's crazy.
Experiencing. They're working with for free because of political politics. That's all I need to know. I told them, as you're fighting 365 days, understand I'll be fighting 365 days beside you. No one's going to outwork me, and I'm not going to let any of them outwork me. The president has entrusted me with this, and failure is not an option. And so,
what a stud, dude. I kind of like, not kind of, I think this guy's the man, dude. This guy's a sexy stud, dude. Let's go.
Thank you so much, Mr. President, for this opportunity. I won't let you down.
Thank you very much.
Dude, go Mullin, bro. What a fucking stud. Like I said, I don't know much about this dude. But he seems like a pretty good guy. We'll see how he executes the game plan that Trump lays out. And Coach Trump, man, I know he's President Trump, but I kind of want to call him Coach, man. He reminds me of just a really good, like, coach. Like, I feel like he, you know, if you ever read Think Like a Billionaire or listened to the audiobook at least, Think Like a Billionaire is an incredible book. Like, honestly, unbelievable. Kind of gave me a different mindset on the world. So, I mean, Donald Trump has been teaching me for a long time, man. I kind of want to call him Coach Trump. You know, Coach Trump. I think that has a good ring to it, man.
I love that expression. No one's going to outwork me. That's a wrestler's expression, isn't it?
No one's going to outwork me, man. I love that.
Uh-huh. That's a good wrestler's expression.
Kobe Bryant had that same mentality, man. Nobody's going to outwork me. Nobody's going to outwork me, man.
Yes, please.
Mr. President, will the Secretary's replacement in the Senate support the SAVE Act and the use of the talking filibuster to get it through?
Well, it's not the SAVE Act. It's not called this. It's called the Save America Act. There's a big difference because the SAVE Act, nobody knows what that means. Save America.
Thank you, St. Penor. I love you too, bro. You're the man.
St. Penor says, I love you even though we don't agree on politics.
That's okay, brother. I don't mind. Like, there's a lot of people I don't agree with, and I love him. I love him anyway.
Tina Lion Gaming says, I'd rather have grocery stores than relying on hunting and growing.
Yeah, I was going to say, as far as hunting goes, I'm not a good hunter. I'm okay-ish at fishing. I know how to do some basic stuff, but I'm not very good at fishing for the most part. Crabbing is more preferable to me. That's about it, man. I would say it's easier to grow things, in my opinion, but easier to raise, like, you know, chickens and stuff like that, but, you know, that sort of thing.
America means Save America. And I can't speak for him, but I would imagine that Markwayne, I didn't even ask him the question because who wouldn't support it? Voter ID with a picture. You want citizenship, proof of citizenship. Ideally, you want to end mail-in ballots because there's tremendous corruption. Then we added a couple of things, Markwayne, like I don't think being a great athlete and having a family of great athletes, they have produced great athletes in this family, all American wrestlers. They especially like wrestling, by the way. And what about baseball? You play baseball? Anything? They like wrestling. But I don't think that you would say that his family, and I don't know this for a fact, and I shouldn't say it because I could get myself. Does anybody in your family want men to play in women's sports? I don't think so, Jim, right? I don't think so. I don't think. How would they do? Would they do good wrestling you? They would be in trouble? He said, yes, they'd be in big trouble. It's so crazy. So that would be one. And then we have a few others that we call them the best of Trump. But if you look at transgender mutilization of children, we don't want that. It's the mutilization of children. We don't want that. So generally speaking, I think I can answer that Markwayne would be very much in favor of what I'm in favor of. Would you say that's right, Mark? I can't think of too many things. He might be worse. He might be worse than me. That's my look at his wife is saying. That's right. But so yeah, he's going to be great. Yeah.
Do you believe the secretary will run DHS?
St. Fenner says,
Christine Ohm did?
I've always wanted to try crab. I'm in the PNW and never had it.
You're in the Pacific Northwest and never had crab before, St. Penor? Oh, man. I mean, crab's incredible. I'm a huge fan. I mean, like, I don't eat a lot of shellfish anymore. I think the older I get, it's not as great for my stomach. But for the most part, though, occasionally I do like to eat crab, man.
Yes, his priorities.
Well, we had a good run. Look, we created the strongest border with the help of that man right there. Tom is so incredible, and he's going to be a big influence here too. There's nobody more professional, nobody better. There's nobody better as a human being. You know, he looks tough, but he's got a good heart, but not too good. Don't make it too good. But you know, we had Tom. We have the safest border we've ever had. We have a lot of assets, but a lot of things we can do, and we're going to do. We have to get criminals out of our country that were allowed in by Biden. Yeah, please.
Mr. President, do you support what appears to be a merging agreement coming out of the Senate to reopen DHS?
Well, I'm going to look at it, and we're going to take a good hard look at it. I want to support Republicans, and you know, sometimes it's awfully hard to get votes when you have Democrats that don't want to have voter ID. They don't want to have proof of citizenship. They don't want to do anything about men playing in women's sports. That's one of the items we put on, you know. And I did that just because it's so popular. You know, they say that's at least an 80-20 issue. No, it's about a 99-1.
Yeah.
I don't think it's, what do you think, Pete? Do you think it's 80-20?
Yeah, I think no, I don't even think it's 80-20. I think 99% of people would agree that biological men should not be playing in women's sports. Yeah. That's the way I look at it, bro.
Who's closer, 80-20 or 99-1?
Almost 100.
Yeah, I think 100 is really the. So you know, so I support.
I think most people with half a brain would realize that men should not be participating in women's sports. End of story. That's just should be a no-brainer.
That, and I support common sense.
Would you be comfortable with a deal that involves separating ICE funding from the DHS funding package in order to reopen?
Well, they're working on all of that. You know, that's a detail that they'll explain later. Please.
Get it, man. Get it.
DHS measures, Mr. President, since CISA
Hell yeah.
falls under DHS, and given that many credible voices have raised concerns over its premature and possibly likely faulty 2020 election assessment, will you and Secretary Mullin implement reforms at CISA and at DHS to ensure full confidence in future elections, like in the upcoming?
About it. We'll talk about it. You know, pros and cons. Look, they used it to try and put me in prison.
The GOAT, dude.
I can't be thrilled with it.
Yeah, the fact that they tried to put him in prison for BS, by the way, BS, pisses me off to no end. Like, it pisses me off. It's like, it's just so dumb, dude.
They use that very strongly, very illegally. The Democrats are thugs, and I don't want to say that. It would be nice to everyone get along, but it's a different country than it was years ago. It was very dangerous the way they used it, and they weaponized government. They used that to weaponize government. So I'm not thrilled, but I'll also go along with two groups of people, the military, and I think the military likes it, right? And I'll go along with the senators. I'm fine. But I was a big victim of it. Yeah, please.
Are you going to send Jared Kushner and Steve Witkoff to do direct negotiations with the Iranians?
Yeah, well, we're in negotiations, as it turned out, and now you've seen what I said yesterday was exactly correct. We're in negotiations right now. They're doing it along with Marco, JD. We have a number of...
JD, dude. I love JD Vance, dude. Vance, I'd rather have Vance in my pants than walls on my balls. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say, man. Give me a moment. Yeah. Give me a moment.
People doing it, and the other side, I can tell you, they'd like to make a deal. And who wouldn't if you were there? Look, their Navy's gone, their Air Force is gone, their communications are gone. That's the biggest problem. It's very hard to communicate them between themselves. All of the anti-aircraft is gone. Most of their missiles are gone. We either shot them or they shot them and don't have them anymore. They're down to a trickle. They're pretty much everything they have is gone. I don't know. Can you name one thing that's not gone, or can you name one thing that's doing well? You know, if you read the papers, you think we're tied. You think we're in a tough battle. We are roaming free over Tehran.
It's funny because the mainstream media, and like I said, I believe the mainstream media is the enemy of the people, but the mainstream media is acting like, oh, the U.S. is losing. The U.S. is so losing. Like, it's the weirdest thing in the world. And I'm surprised. I mean, I guess I'm not surprised. The mainstream media just sucks. But the way the mainstream media has treated all this has just been so incredibly frustrating, man. I do believe firmly that the mainstream media, and this is my opinion and belief, that the mainstream media is the enemy of the people. I feel like the mainstream media has lied time and time again. Not just feel, believe, from what I've been able to see and analyze, that the mainstream media has lied about Trump time and time again. Whether you like Trump or not is irrelevant. I don't like a mainstream media that constantly lies through its teeth. It's frustrating. I don't want it. I don't need it. But yeah, as far as the mainstream media is concerned, I do not trust the mainstream media for the life of me. And I think the Strait of Hormuz is going to open back up here pretty soon, man. That's one of the things that I've noticed. I think that's going to happen. I think there's going to be a lot of good things happening soon up the pike, and we're going to see what happens.
The city, Tehran, as opposed to Iran. We're roaming free. We can do whatever we want. And as you know, today we were going to have the privilege of shooting down a very big electric generation plant, one of the biggest in the world. And one shot to the right location ends the plant, it collapses. And we held off based on the fact that we're negotiating. Yeah.
What do you think was the turn?
Yeah, hopefully they're negotiating with the right leadership and not just some random guy. You know, hopefully they're negotiating with somebody in Iran, somebody who should be negotiating on behalf of Iran's shitty, warped government, you know? And that would be the hope, at least. TJ says it was the Smith-Mund Act in 2012, NDAA, allowing propaganda. Interesting. Huh. Yeah, I mean, I don't know much about that act, to be honest, but interesting, though.
Turning point to make you want.
Thank you, Mr. TJ. Appreciate it.
Want to pursue a ceasefire. A few days ago, you said you wanted to continue bombing Iran. Now you want to pursue peace talks. Was there something that happened?
The fact that they're talking to us and they're talking sense. And remember, it all starts with they cannot have a nuclear weapon. Just, I said yesterday,
absolutely.
They said, what are the top 10? I said, well,
No, absolutely. Here's the thing. Iran should not ever have a nuclear weapon. Period. End of story. Period. End of story. Iran should never, ever, ever have a nuclear weapon. They have a very dark ideology. It's very warped, in my opinion, very evil. Totally, and also, since they're the number one state sponsor of terror, they've proven time and time again that they want to promote terrorism. So what they would do with a nuclear weapon is beyond scope. And don't get me wrong, man. If Iran had access to a nuclear weapon, you bet your ass. You bet your ass they're going to be using it. And I think deep down, I think a lot of people know that I'm right on this.
Well, number 1, 2, and 3 is they can't have a nuclear weapon. And
100%, dude. 100%.
Not going to have a nuclear weapon, and we're talking about that. And I don't want to say in advance, but they've agreed they will never have a nuclear weapon. They've agreed to that.
How do you ensure they won't have a nuclear Your weapon? Former Border Patrol Chief, Greg Bovino, said his only regret is that he didn't catch more illegal aliens. What's your reaction to that?
His only regret is he didn't catch more illegal aliens. What a patriot. No, what a patriot, though, straight up. That guy should be labeled as a patriot.
Who said that?
I love it.
Former Border Patrol Chief, he just retired.
Well, I mean, we captured a lot. You know, they were allowed into the country by Sleepy Joe and that group of incompetent people that were, he was the worst president ever, the group of incompetent people. To me, that's the biggest scar. You know, inflation, they caused the highest inflation we've ever had. We've already gotten rid of it. The biggest scar is what they did, the people that they allowed.
So what's TJ saying here?
Stocks Famaliferum says, you should write down Smith-Mundt Act and look it up later. It'll explain MSM messaging.
Oh, okay. The Smith-Mundt Act. So basically, in a nutshell, it explains why the mainstream media lies so much. I'll have to look into it. That's interesting. Because here's the thing. I mean, at least it's an explanation as to why they may lie so much and get away with it. And also, the act probably allows them to get away with lying, too, which is even worse. You know, the media doesn't have, there's no accountability in the media. That's the thing. There's just zero accountability in the media. That's all there is to it. Period. End of story.
From prisons all over the world. They came from the Congo, from all over South America. Rough people. Really tough people. So, no, I understand what he means. He says, you know, he would have liked to have captured more. I'm not capturing so much as removing. You know, we're removing thousands of people. And many are self-deporting because we're going after them so powerfully that they're self-deporting, Tom, going back. I think that's one of the big unkept secrets. We have thousands and thousands of people, and they're self-deporting. They're going back to where they came from. But what we want really is the criminals. We're really focused on those criminals, getting them out. Yeah.
What's your message right now to Democrats and also to Americans that are stuck in airports? Is really devastating watching it online because Democrats won't fund DHS.
What's devastating?
Yeah, Democrats won't fund DHS, of course. It pisses me off, bro. All they have to do is pass whatever bill they got to pass to fund DHS. It's that simple. But the Democrats have been total pieces of garbage about this. They keep making things worse. Just get it done, dude. Get it done. The TSA agents are not going to want to do this for free forever. Some of them are going to fucking quit. A lot of them have quit. Admittedly, and they should. Why not? Fuck, I would not want to be a TSA agent, dude. Fuck that.
Message to Americans right now stuck in airports as we speak because Democrats won't.
Well, they just don't. They won't. Look, this is a deal that was done in the Great Big Beautiful Deal, which gave you the biggest tax cuts ever, including no tax on tips and no tax on Social Security for the seniors. Think of it. No tax on overtime. Tax deduction.
I like the no tax on overtime. I think that's pretty cool. Also, no tax on tips, man. That's huge. As somebody who likes to do DoorDash on the side, I love the fact that I can at least rest assured that I'm not going to get taxed on my tips. And then plus, I write off all my miles. Like, I actually track every single mile that I drive when I do things like DoorDash, you know, so, or Uber Eats or Grubhub or Instacart, blah, blah, blah.
When you buy a car, you take money, you pay interest on the money, you deduct it. We've never had that for people buying cars. If it's an American car, only if it's an American car. But they are just they stick together, the Democrats. I tell you, I give them great credit for that. We have some that they're not good stickers. We have guys like Tom Massey in Congress, who's terrible. He's just terrible person. I call him Rand Paul.
Yeah, there's some rhinos in the Republican Party. And when I say rhinos, I mean Republican in name only. They act more like Democrats than they act like Republicans. And I will say that here's the problem with the Democrats is how collectivist they are. They're good at sticking together, but here's the problem. They all agree with each other on the stupidest shit. And that's the problem with collectivism is people stop losing the ability to think individually and for themselves, and they rely on the group to take care of them. It's not a good thing. Collectivism just doesn't work. And when people get into big, large groups and start relying on the group itself to think for them, it becomes out of control. I think we all know this through history and blah, blah, blah.
Paul Jr. But they don't vote. Rand Paul, rarely votes for stuff. Likes me, says I'm a great president. He said the other day, I'm a great president, one of the greatest presidents. But I said, do me a favor, vote for us and don't call me a great. I'd rather have the vote.
Yeah, it's like, help us out, Rand Paul. Come on, man. I do like Rand Paul, though. I really do. It's funny. I really I love Rand Paul. Small Wiener Gang. But, thank you so much. It looks like we got a new Small Wiener Gang member, Cooking with Marie. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. Everybody give a shout out to Cooking with Marie, everybody. In fact, you know what? We're going to take a small, tiny break. Tiny Wiener Gang, Small Wiener Gang. I'm going to put some of the people who have subscribed over the last 2 days, I'm going to put their names on the board, just because I want to let them know I appreciate them for subscribing, and it really does help the channel grow. It helps my wiener feel bigger, but really I got a small dong. But these are some of the people who have subscribed to the channel. Just some. Small Wiener Gang. Small Wiener Gang. Give me a moment, you guys. Give me a moment. Small Wiener Gang. Small Wiener Gang. Thank you guys for joining the Small Wiener Gang. I appreciate it. Small Wiener Gang. Small Wiener Gang. Give me one moment, you guys. Small Wiener Gang. Yeah, I'm looking up something real quick. Small Wiener Gang. Just kind of making sure I got everything paid off. Oh. Small Wiener Gang. But yeah, I want to thank everybody who has subscribed over the last few days. We're at 9,224 subscribers. Everybody, 9,224.
Laugh out loud.
This show doesn't get bigger without you guys. And I do want to thank Major General Tao for kicking ass and continuing to just make this show a better Small Wiener Gang show. Guys like Major General Tao, total studs, by the way, keeps the show afloat. Let's keep going, man.
Than the statement. But we have people that don't stick together, and those people hopefully will someday be gone. The thing I most respect about the Democrats, even on horrible policy, they stick together. What they do have, though, is horrible policy. Transgender for everyone.
Oh, yeah. That's terrible. No, I agree with that. That's terrible.
Open borders, men and women's sports. They have the worst.
Yep, terrible. Dude, honestly, the Democrats have such a bad track record that I think a lot of people don't. I think people, when they go to the voting booth, they secretly vote for anything but Democrat. Even, like, I think a lot of people in California, for example, are like, no, I'm not voting Democrat because the Democrats are crazy and they're lazy. But, yeah, that's the way I see it, man. Honestly, I love being an outsider, though. I love it, man. I love being an outsider. It's sexy. It's hot. I'm a thought. I don't mean to be sexy right now.
Worst policy that you can imagine. And so whether they stick together or not, I mean, they have just this terrible policy.
By the way, if you guys love Donald Trump as much as I do, please tap the subscribe button. If you guys think that Donald Trump is the GOAT, the greatest president of all time, please subscribe to the channel. Let's go.
We have great policy. Republicans have great policy. We have common sense policy, but it's great policy. That's our biggest advantage, is our policy is correct. Yeah, please.
Mr. President, are you encouraging our allies in the Gulf to be more involved in the Iran operation?
Say it.
Are you encouraging our allies in the Gulf to be more involved in the Iran operation?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit, but more.
You know, they should be. Absolutely. They should be more involved. I mean, the allies, this affects the European allies just as much as anybody. If Iran starts just, friggin' flying their missiles everywhere, that's a problem. So, come on, man. Come on.
For NATO, I think our Gulf allies have been pretty good, to be honest with you.
Slim Margin says,
I love your channel, bro. Richard Andruk
thank you, Slim Margin. I appreciate you, bro.
Small wiener, small brain, you have nothing to gain. Insane in the membrane. LOL.
I may have a small wiener, but I got a big heart. Big heart, small wiener, man.
UAE's been hit so hard.
Small wiener gang.
By 1,400 rockets, shot them all out of the air with our great Patriot missiles. Think of it, they shot 100 missiles at one of our aircraft carriers, the Abraham Lincoln, one of the biggest ships in the world, actually. And out of 101 missiles shot, every single one of them was knocked down in the sea. Think of that. Think of what that means. 101 missiles, highly sophisticated, very fast missiles shot. Out of 101, all 101 were shot down, and now, for the most part, lie at the bottom of the sea.
That is pretty impressive.
It's pretty amazing, right? Pretty amazing. Our military is amazing, Pete. You know the attack I'm talking about recently? 101 shot. I said, wow. I saw that. You can see.
That's extremely impressive, actually. That's wild.
It's called the red line. Those red lines were thick, right? I said, that's a lot. And then we saw them one by one just get shot. And these guys that do the shooting are the coolest cucumbers ever. You know, most people, you don't have a lot of time. When a missile's going at 2,500 miles an hour, I don't care how far away it is, you don't have a lot of time. But I watched them sit down and think. Great students, MITs, a lot of MITs, a lot of guys like this, and not as much into the muscle as they are this one right here. And amazing, just watch them perform under great pressure. Because they have a matter of seconds to do it. If they don't,
Smart dudes, man. They're just, these are like the top brass, top of the top, dude. Smart dudes.
do it properly, it's a big problem. You know, because these were powerful. These were very powerful missiles coming, and so a lot of people choke. They don't choke. These guys don't choke. They're the best in the world. We have the best in the world. Yeah.
Mr. President, what would be your message today to the TSA agents who have been staying home in recent days amid this impasse?
Well, some of them are needing money, you know, anything else. But some of them, you know, they didn't get paid because they're not funded by the Democrats. This is a Democrat problem. In fact, I actually said to the Senate, why would you say this is a Democrat problem? I think the polls are showing it's a Democrat problem. And they'll do anything actually to hurt our country so they can try and win the midterms. And if we ever went back to our old policies, we wouldn't have a country left.
If they get a deal, Republicans and Democrats in the Senate, to fund all but enforcement operations of ICE, to get those TSA agents repaid and to open up the rest of the department, would you sign that?
Well, I don't want to comment until I see the deal, but as you know, they're negotiating a deal. I guess they're getting fairly close, but I think any deal they make, I'm pretty much not happy with it. These guys came in, they wouldn't pay people. You know, they had a deal to pay. They had to break their deal. The Democrats broke the deal that we had. It was all done. Everything was fine. And then they just said, well, we're not going to pay anymore. And they hurt our country. And at a very difficult time because, you know, we are at, as they would say, a war. They call it a war. I call it a military operation.
Yeah.
A very successful one. Like nobody's ever seen before. Hey, Venezuela was equally as successful. That was a great thing. No, the Democrats.
To those of you guys in the chat who are saying imprison Trump, you guys are just morons, in my opinion. I don't know where that's coming from, but you guys know that Trump's the greatest president we've ever had, right? Just saying, and I'll fight tooth and nail on that one, dude. Trump's the GOAT, dude.
Democrats had a deal. It was a done deal. And then they said, well, we're not going to pay. And so a lot of people suffered over that and put our country in danger. You have another question? You haven't been here in a while.
Well, on Iran, can you give us any more sense of who exactly in Iran it is either Whitcomb, Bush, or others are speaking with?
Yeah, we had, I hate to say this in front of these young people. They're not children. I spoke to most of them. They sound like adults to me, even though they are sort of children, right? They'll always be your children. But I hate to say it, but we killed all their leadership. And then they met to choose new leaders, and we killed all of them. And now we have a new group, and we can easily do that, but let's see how they turn out. We have really regime change. You know, this is a change in the regime because the leaders are all very different than the ones that we started off with that created all those problems. So this was, I think we can say, Jason, this is regime change, right?
What makes you trust them?
I don't trust anybody. I don't trust you. I mean, that's only because
I don't trust anybody. I don't trust you. I love that. Was fucking sexy, dude. Dude, Trump's the man, dude. That's the one thing I like. I like his ability to trash talk, dude. His ability to just say fuck you and not apologize is honestly the most refreshing thing I've ever seen. I think that's why I like him. He's doing the things, he's saying the things that even I want to say. I mean, hell, I have no filter anyway, so that's one thing. But, God, what a stud, dude. I know I'm glazing Trump's meat, everybody, but I don't give a shit.
I know you.
I'm not going to apologize for it.
But if I didn't know you, I'd probably have more trust. But I don't trust anyone. Why do you say that? Why do you say what makes you trust? Do you think I trust them? I don't trust them.
Then why bother talking?
Yeah, well, okay. So here's the reporter saying, "Why bother talking to them if you don't trust them?" Hey, look, sometimes here's the thing. As president, he may not trust them, but he's still trying to find ways to negotiate with them. That matters. Look, I don't think anybody trusts Iran. I don't think anybody trusts the government of Iran, period, end of story. Why would they? Iran has a very dark philosophy. Like, the Iranian government has a dark dystopian philosophy on how the world should be. And to be honest, I don't want a shitty country like Iran to have any form of a nuclear weapon. Screw that to hell. Screw that to all holy hell. But anyway, I still think that this war is going to start winding down March 31st. I still am very firm on that date. I think it's a week from now. I really do. People say I'm crazy. Maybe I am, but I think a week from now, March 31st, I keep saying it, I think that's when it's going to start really winding down. Do I trust Trump? I mean, I trust him more than Iran. Do I think that Trump's a little bit of a grifter sometimes? Yes, because he gets into crypto and stuff. But do I think he's an effective leader? Actually, yes. I actually believe he's an effective leader. So,
because they're going to make a deal. They're going to make a deal. They did something yesterday that was amazing, actually. They gave us a...
you're saying I never question my leader, but, he's all of our presidents. You may not like him, but, he's technically all of our presidents. As much as I couldn't stand Joe Biden, he was unfortunately our president. But I still wanted to see him succeed, oddly enough, even though I thought he was stupid. I wanted to see Joe Biden succeed. He didn't. Because the reason I wanted to see Joe Biden succeed as president is because I want to see America succeed. That's all that really matters to me. Will America succeed? And I think, honestly, America is succeeding under Trump. Straight the fuck up, dude. Oh, yeah, dude, tons of bots. I think there's BGTY. What's up with you, bro? We're at 9,225 subscribers. Once again, we're at 9,225 subs. Don't forget to tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. It does help the channel grow in more ways than one. Vacation Time says dose check or tariff check first. I'm betting. I hope the Department of Government Efficiency check does come out. That would be incredible. I'm a huge fan of that if it happens. If not, no big deal.
Present, and the present arrived today. It was a very big present worth a tremendous amount of money. And I'm not going to tell you what that present is, but it was a very significant prize, and they gave it to us, and they said they were going to give it.
Oh, we're now at 9,227 subscribers. Once again, 9,227. Don't forget to tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. It really does help this smaller channel grow. We're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers before the end of the month. I don't think we're going to get to 10,000, but I think we're going to get mightily close. We're at 9,227 once again. We're trying to get to 9,300 before the end of the night. I want to see if we could pull that off. That would be a feat, and I'd be happy about it.
So that meant one thing to me: we're dealing with the right people.
Is that nuclear related?
No, it wasn't nuclear related. It was oil and gas related. And it was a very nice thing they did. But what it showed me is that we're dealing with the right people. Because, you don't know, because the leadership was killed, all gone. Khomeini, all gone, as the expression goes, the past supreme leader. And then the new supreme leader was racked up, at a minimum racked up pretty good. And everyone else was gone. And then many of the people in the third tier are gone. But we're dealing with a group of people that I think turn out, and the present, the gift they made to us was very significant, and they said they were going to do it, and it happened, and they're the only ones.
Well, what's the gift? I mean, I guess we're not going to know the gift as the public because I think that these discussions are private that he's having with this sect of leadership in Iran. Hopefully things are being figured out. When things will be figured out, I've got no clue. But I think things will be figured out here soon enough. Hey, if you guys can, don't forget to tap the subscribe button. We're now at 9,000. Dude, we just got even more subscribers. So we're at 9,229 subs. Once again, we're at 9,229. Please tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. It truly does help the channel grow in a lot of ways. And I just want to thank each and every single one of you guys for doing what you're doing. You guys are incredible. So the gift was oil? Oh, hell yeah. Sick. All right. Well, I guess if the gift is oil, that works out in some ways. But no, thank you guys for tapping the subscribe button, though. I really do appreciate you guys. 9,229 subs, man. We're trying to get to 9,300 before the end of the night. Let's see if we can make it happen, man. Can we? I don't know, but let's keep rocking it.
Done it, Jennifer?
Was it related to the Strait of Hormuz and the flow of...
Yeah, it was related to the flow and to the strait, yeah, it was.
Are you negotiating on who's going to control the strait from now on?
No, we'll have control of anything we want. Look, if we can end this without more lives being down, without knocking out $10 billion electric plants that are brand new and the apple of their eye, I'd like to be able to do that, you know. But they can't have certain things. I mean, you know the things. I don't have to go over the list, but again, it starts with no nuclear weapons, and they've agreed to that. There won't be any nuclear weapons. They're not going to have, and they're not going to have enrichment, any of those things. But look, I hate to say that we're in a very good bargaining position, and I hate to say that they're defenseless because, you know, until that last missile is fired, they have little power. But we are in about the best bargaining position. We're way ahead of schedule. And again, they have no Navy and they have no Air Force and they have no missile protection, and most of their missiles are gone. Most of their launchers we've killed. You know, we've killed about 82% of their launchers. So even if that
82% of their launchers, that is kind of wild. Holy crap, man. Holy crap. Hey, I want to give a shout out to Ridcock. Oh God, Ridcock, everybody. Everybody, let's give a shout out to Ridcock4390 for sending a happy poop yum yum. We love you. We love our happy poop. Happy poop yum yum. Happy poop yum yum. Happy poop, happy poop, happy poop yum yum. Ridcock says, I don't like Trump or Zelensky, but I do like Mr. Garza regardless of what he likes or dislikes. Thank you, Ridcock. I appreciate it. Yeah, no, I'm a Trump sexual. I'll admit it. I'm unapologetically Trump sexual. Like I said, I was a big fan of Trump way before he even became president. I listened to Think Like a Billionaire. It was an audiobook. I think Think Like a Billionaire, I think, is actually based off of an actual book, but it's narrated by Donald Trump. And Think Like a Billionaire, I think, was written, or ghost-written, sorry. Look, Donald Trump's not a good writer, but he's a good thinker. That's the beauty about guys like Trump. He's a good thinker. He knows how to get shit done. But just like some people, I'm going to say this, I'm not a very good writer. I'm an okay writer, but I'm not a great writer. And like, if I ever made a book, I would probably have to have AI assist in making the sentences feel crisper, you know, probably be filled with run-on sentences. But Think Like a Billionaire is a book by Donald Trump. And if I ever find the actual book, I do want to actually read it instead of just listening to it. Think Like a Billionaire, Donald Trump. Let's see. Yeah, that's right. Think Like a Billionaire, Everything You Need to Know About Success. It's a book by Donald Trump and Meredith McIver. Really cool. I listened to the audiobook. I didn't actually get a hold of the book, but did I write? Mike wrote Starfleet. Yes, I honestly, if I was to write woke garbage, it would be Starfleet Academy. Starfleet Academy feels like a joke. It felt like somebody wrote that as a joke, but thank you, Mr. Eagle, for the 100 for 2 jewels. I appreciate it. But everybody, thank you. Anybody who wants to give gifts on this channel, we do appreciate it. Gifts, super chats. Super chats are read first if they come up, but we got my boy Ridcock. I appreciate you. Thank you, man. I appreciate you, bro. You're a pink brony, bro, and you dance at the gay clubs. Oh, my God. I'm just having fun on the stage in my hooves. I'm wearing a man thong down at the...
They had a missile. They can't launch it. We've been very fast. We have the greatest military in the world. Nobody even comes close. We have the best military equipment in the world. Go ahead.
On Saudi Arabia, there's been some reporting that you've been talking to the Crown Prince. Have you been focused on normalization between Saudi Arabia and Israel?
Well, no, we have a great relationship with Saudi Arabia. What do you hear with Saudi Arabia?
Just hearing that you've been talking and that he has been encouraging you to do certain things related to Iran. Can you share?
Well, he's a warrior. He does. Yeah, he's a warrior. He's fighting with us, by the way. Saudi Arabia has been excellent, and UAE, excellent. And I will tell you, Qatar, incredible. Qatar took a hit, a pretty bad hit. Qatar is very close. You know, they're essentially, you can walk right over the border. Qatar took a hit. They've been great. They've been very strong. Kuwait, they had a little mishap. They shot down.
So the reason I let everybody come in and destroy the chat is because I don't want to put any safeguards in the chat. Look, I don't want to be the arbiter of what people can say and not say. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in nannying anybody's speech. I believe that once you start nannying speech, I think you become the enemy. I choose not to tell what people. I choose not to tell people what to think. I simply tell people what I think, and then it's up to them to, you know, either accept it, not accept it, counter with what they think. You know, that's just kind of how I roll, man. And I listen to what people think, and if I don't agree with it, I'll say that's stupid, you know, or I think that's gay. It's as simple as that, man. I have a very, very, very simple code of, I'm not really much of a debater. I just believe what I believe, and I stand on my soapbox and tell people what I'm thinking. That's about it. That's about it, man. I don't apologize for what I think, because at the end of the day, I'm just basically voicing my opinions out loud. Whether they're right or they're wrong, I don't really give two shits. But thank you, Ridcock, for the makeup brush for 6 joules. I appreciate it. Oh God. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know.
Down 3 planes with our missiles. They happen to be our planes. But the pilots made it. Can you imagine the pilots making it? The pilots saw what was coming. And they said, those are Patriots. We're not going to escape Patriots. And they got out of there pretty quick, Pete, right? Pretty amazing.
Small wiener gang.
They got out. The 3.
Oh, shit. We got a new subscriber, everybody. Everybody give a shout out to Hector Morales. Hector Morales just subscribed to the channel. Thank you so much, Hector. I do appreciate the sub. In fact, I'm going to put your name right back up on the board because I appreciate you for subscribing, man. Small wiener gang. Once again, thank you, Hector Morales, for subscribing to the Michael Garza Show.
3 pilots lived. They're fine. In fact, they're flying today.
Was the Kuwaitis that accidentally fired the missile?
Yeah, it was the Kuwait.
Oh, damn. We just got 2 more subscribers. We're at 9,231 subs. Once again, we're at 9,231 subs. We're trying to get to 9,300 before the end of the night. Not sure if we can get to 9,300, but we're sure going to fucking try. So don't forget to subscribe in the upper right-hand corner. If you have not already, I just want to thank everybody for contributing to the show in all the different ways that you do. You guys are amazing. And we try our best to put up a really fun show that people can really enjoy no matter where they're at in life. And we try to keep it good, man. We try to keep it golden.
Made a mistake. They fired. They thought they were firing at the enemy. It was, as the expression goes, friendly fire. But the pilots are great. They're flying today. Pretty amazing when you think of it. Yeah.
President Trump, on a human level, how hopeful are you that this peace deal will work out? Like as a human, as
on what?
On a human level, not as the president of the United States. How hopeful are you that this peace deal will work out with Iran?
You're talking about to end it? Well, I think we're going to end it. I can't tell you for sure.
Yeah, and I think a lot is riding on this peace deal. You know, how real is the peace deal? Not sure. That would be the main question. You know, how real is Iran being with this? You know what I mean? Is Iran serious? Bitch, are you for real? That sort of thing. So, yeah, I don't know. Is Iran deceiving Trump? Probably. I don't trust Iran's government at all. I don't think anybody should. That's what I think. But if you guys can, don't forget to tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. It does help the channel grow. It does help it does help improve the channel in a lot of ways. So just the simple act of subscribing really, really goes a long way. So I want to thank each and every one of you guys for contributing at such a high level.
You know, I don't like to say this. We've won this. This war has been won. The only one that likes to keep it going is the fake news. I mean, the New York Times, you read the New York Times, it's like we're not winning a war where they have no Navy and they have no Air Force and they have no nothing. And we literally have planes flying over Tehran and other parts of their country. They can't do a thing about it. For instance, if I want to take down that power plant, that very big, powerful power plant, they can't do a thing about it. It's like, take me. That's all they can do. And yet, if you read the New York Times or if you watch ABC fake news or NBC fake news, you'd say...
Oh, thank you so much to...
Crust0516 Abel says...
Crucible?
I just subscribed.
Hey, thank you so much, Crucible, I guess, is what, I don't know, Crustable? I don't know. Anyway, thank you so much for subscribing, though. I really appreciate it, my brony bro. Thank you for taking the time.
Crust0516 Abel says, when you get a chance, can you talk about voter ID? How is asking for an ID to vote controversial?
Mm-hmm.
I could literally vote for my neighbor if I wanted. All you have to do is mimic their signature. Sad.
It's true. I mean, look... To some degree, and that's the thing about the whole signature thing. Yeah, I mean, in a lot of ways you could, and that's the worst part about it. I will say there is good signature ID checking technology out there to make sure that nobody's like, you know, signature comparisons and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know. I think voter ID is fine. I think to show your ID, to show that you are who you say you are, it does matter. I don't know. That's the way I see it. That is the way I see it. Is it a little cray-cray? Maybe. Maybe. Let's go.
It's a close battle. It's not a close battle. They're totally defeated. You know, we killed their Navy in, would you say 3 days, Pete? Gone. In fact, I was a little upset with Pete. I said, why didn't you save the ships? We could have used them, right? He said, it's more fun shooting them down. But
well, and also I remember Trump saying that he talked to, like, I think one of the generals in the military saying that, yeah, it's better that we just destroy these ships instead of taking them because they're kind of... I guess they weren't like built up to certain codes or whatever, and blah, blah, blah. Basically, it would have been more of a hassle to keep those Iranian ships than actually, it was just easier to destroy them. It was more cost effective, I guess. I mean, you could have captured those ships. This is the one thing I will say, if possible. Capturing those ships, taking them back, and then taking the scrap metal might have been pretty cool. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how half of that stuff works, man. It's beyond me. I'll admit, it's out of my wheelhouse. It's outside of my field of expertise there. I can imagine, come up with scenarios. That's about the extent of it, though.
The Navy was wiped out in a very rapid order. Pretty impressive for you guys, you champion wrestlers, right? When you hear this stuff. But you don't, if you read the news, you don't hear this. You know, you read like, oh, they're doing wonderfully. They're doing terribly. They're wiped out militarily. They are dead.
Yeah, Trump is right, though. I mean, militarily speaking, I mean, they are cooked. They are absolutely 100% cooked at this point. And I think, you know, if anybody with half a brain, hopefully, can realize that the Iranian government doesn't stand a chance, Iranian government should just surrender. Nobody likes to wave a white flag. I get that. But they have to realize that the U.S. is playing with a bunch of high-powered pieces, and they are playing with low-power pieces. They don't stand a chance. Save yourself some time. Just surrender. And, like, waving a white flag is not fun. Absolutely. But honestly, something's got to give. And hopefully these negotiations are working. Hopefully the new leadership that is in Iran is able to work with Trump. And the Strait of Hormuz can open back up again. And then everything will go back to normal. Maybe. Probably not. I still don't think there's going to be absolute peace in the Middle East. The Middle East is too chaotic, one, because honestly, I think Eastern cultures are just not very compatible with Western cultures. It's just a difference of philosophy for the most part. I mean, really, I'm not a big fan of a lot of the laws and a lot of the customs that are in a lot of these countries. So, yeah, and I see. I think what we're doing is actually completely fabulous, completely excellent. This needed to happen, man.
Major General Tayo says, I think Garza and I should take a vacation to Iran this summer and preach BTC and convert the Muslims to BTC.
That sounds awful, Major General Tao. That sounds terrible. First off, I don't want to go anywhere near Iran. Second, you would have to pay me, Major General Tao, a lot of money for me to want to preach Bitcoin as like, if you paid me $1 million to start saying that Bitcoin is the greatest asset class of all time, sure, I would do it. Absolutely, as long as I had to only do it for like 1 or 2 months, Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to pay me $1 million for like 1 or 2 months to, for me for 1 to 2 months, just preach the love of Bitcoin. Will you let Bitcoin into your heart? Can you let Bitcoin into your heart? Into your ass? But thank you guys for tapping the subscribe button, though. We're now at 9,232 subs. Once again, we're at 9,232 subs. I want to thank each and every one of you guys for taking the time to subscribe. Don't forget to tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. It does help the channel grow. We're trying to get to 9,300 before the end of the night. Let's keep it going, man. My boy Tylord says, I'm late. My apologies. Tylord, you never have anything to apologize about, man. Hey, as I always say, man, you come when you come. I didn't mean that to sound gay, but you come when you come, man. That's okay, bro. But what up, my boy Tylord? There's no need to apologize, man. A wizard, as Gandalf said, as Gandalf once said, a wizard arrives. How'd it go? A wizard arrives precisely when he intends to, or something like that. Anyway, you're basically Gandalf. You're good. You got the wizard pass, bro. Tylord, you got the wizard pass. We got Annie in the house, of course. Annie's been pimping. Big pimping. Thank you so much for watching, Annie. We appreciate you. We appreciate you, Tylord. We appreciate everybody. We got the eagle in the house. Let's see.
Sense of a timeline. Do you want to get something done before the midterms?
Well, we'd like to see President Putin and President Zelensky sit down and make a deal. I think they're getting close, but I've been saying that.
Dude. Putin and Zelensky, this Ukraine war just needs to fucking end. The Ukraine war has been going on for so fucking long. Okay, we're done. We're done. We don't care about the Ukraine-Russia war. For the most part, I'm not a fan of either country. I'm not a fan of Ukraine. I'm not a fan of Russia. I don't like either of those countries, and I don't take any side in that conflict. Was Russia likely the bully? Absolutely. 100% doesn't surprise me that they were. I still think that both countries suck, though. Hopefully the conflict ends. They hash out a peace agreement. Let's go.
That for a while. I've settled 8 wars. All of them should have been more difficult than this one. This should have been the easiest one. But these are two people that truly hate each other. You'll find out that hatred is not good for making deals. These are people that they don't like each other very much. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why I don't think there's ever really going to be peace in this Ukraine-Russia conflict. Because if you're just going to keep hating each other and wanting to plot each other's demise, then there's going to be no progress made in those discussions. Period. End of story. It's pretty obvious that there won't be. I mean, granted, I want to see progress in those talks, but I don't think there's going to be. I don't know how there could be.
You said there's a bunch of people from the administration who are negotiating with Iran. There's been reports that the vice president is leading those negotiations. Is that true?
Well, he's involved in them. JD is involved, and Marco's involved, and Jared Kushner's involved, very smart guy, and Steve Witkoff, smart guy, is involved. And
he's got a crew, dude. Trump's got a crew. The crew's doing some of his bidding, sure, absolutely. But thank you guys for tapping the subscribe button, though. I mean, we're getting more and more subscribers every day. Like I said, we're at 9,232 subs. We're trying to get to 9,300 before the end of the night. We're getting closer, man. We're 68 subscribers away from hitting 9,300. So let's see how close we can get, man. We're trying to get to 10,000 before the end of the month. I don't know if we're going to get to 10,000 before the end of the month, but we're going to make every bloody effort. Granted. We're going to do what we can, man.
And I'm involved. Why? I'm going to be so big. Oh, I don't want to talk about it. I'm the president of the United States, Tom, and I'm not going to talk about it. It's beneath me to talk about saving millions of lives, because that's what you're talking about. You're talking about saving millions of lives. If Iran had a nuclear weapon, they would have used it. And if I didn't end the horrible Barack Hussein Obama Iran nuclear deal in my first administration, they would have had a nuclear weapon 3 or 4 years.
Ty Lord is saying, how's Eagle been? No, he's doing pretty good, as far as I know. Hopefully.
Years ago, they would have used it. I would have never gotten the chance probably to be president. Who knows what it would have been so devastating. And if we didn't send those beautiful B-2 bombers, they took them off my desk. They were right there. I don't know why. But if we didn't have those beautiful, the B-2 hit, which was so we obliterated, despite CNN. CNN said, well, maybe the word obliteration said, no, we obliterated it. Just obliterated their nuclear potential. You would have had them having 2 weeks after that attack, had we not made the attack, they would have had a nuclear weapon. They would have absolutely used it. And they would have used it on the entire Middle East, including Israel. And you know why you see that? Because unexpectedly, when this war broke out, unexpectedly, they started sending missiles to UAE, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Bahrain, and elsewhere. And nobody thought they were going to. Were you equally surprised by that, Pete?
Way more than we thought.
Pete, do you want to give about a 3-minute statement on how we're doing in this, as I call it, military operation? People don't like me using
Persians for BTC.
United Persians for BTC. Oh my God, I'm going to play that one more time.
Laugh out loud.
United Persians for BTC.
I love it, Major General Tao. Thank you so much for the super chat, bro. Brony, bro. I appreciate it, man. $2 super chat, everybody. Thank you so much, Major General Tao. 4-3. Let's go, dude.
Word war, but so I won't. But the Democrats.
Hey, Pete Hegseth, dude. What a sexy stud, dude. Pete Hegseth is the man. The man. So sexy. No, dude, I'm a big Pete Hegseth fan overall. Major General Tao, man, I do appreciate that $2 super, bro.
How about a little statement? I think he's done a very good job. Do we agree he's done a good job, Markwayne? Can we take some of your time?
Well, thank you, Mr. President. You're spot on. Never in history has a modern military, Iran had a modern military, a modern navy, a modern air force, modern air defenses, leadership, massive bunker. Never has a modern military been so rapidly and historically obliterated, defeated.
That is kind of crazy if you think about it. The fact that the United States was able to take out the Iranian military so quickly, that is wild. I mean, if you think about it, that is extremely, extremely wild. That's huge. It's a big deal.
From day one with...
And I honestly think that this, like I said, I think the Iranian war is over. I think the war in Iran is pretty much just done and over with. You know, some people disagree with me on this, and granted, that's okay, but the war's over pretty much. That's the way I've seen it, you know. Am I crazy for that belief? For that assertion? Sure. Maybe. Am I glazing Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth? Sure. Granted, I glaze the meat, dude. That's what I do, dude.
Overwhelming firepower. The air campaign that we've conducted, that Israel's conducted alongside us, was one for the history books, truly. And it's because we have a president of the United States that when he sends his warfighters out to fight, he unties their hands to actually go out and close with and destroy the enemy as viciously as possible from moment one. And that's why we see ourselves as part of this negotiation as well. We negotiate with bombs. You have a choice as we loiter over the top of Tehran, as the president talked about your future. The president has made it clear that you will not have a nuclear weapon. The War Department agrees. Our job is to ensure that. And so we're keeping our hand on that throttle as long as hard as is necessary to ensure the interest of the United States of America are...
Keeping the hand on the throttle long and hard as necessary. Okay. That's a little hot.
Major General Tayo says, imagine how much money I would make if we used the Muslim faith to enforce mandatory BTC savings.
Oh my God. No, dude. Oh my God. Get out of here on that one. No, I love you, Major General Tayo, you're the man, but whatever, brony bro. Whatever, brony bro. That's all I got to say. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck?
Are achieved on that battlefield. This is not Iraq
Hell
and
yeah.
Afghanistan. This is not a president who's interested in vague end states. He's been very clear with us about what we need to accomplish, creating the conditions for them never to have a nuclear capability, and that's exactly what we're doing in historic fashion. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Great job. You know, the only two people that were quite disappointed, I don't want to say this, but I have to. I said, Pete and General Raisin Kane, I think this thing's going to be settled very soon. Here they go. Oh, that's too bad.
Oh, jeez. Here's the thing. No, I'm glad. I really do want to see this get settled really soon. I mean, Iran's military has been decimated. I just don't think there's really much that could be done. Is Iran bluffing? Are they faking? Are they faking this shit, what they're doing? I don't know. They could be. They absolutely could be, man. Would it shock me in any way? No. Hell no. No. Dude, how the hell do you think... This might be the most low IQ chat I've ever seen. Hold on. This is low IQ. Hold on.
Robiero2179 says, the U.S./Israel illegally attacked Iran. Iran is defended itself, and also winning the war. Take that, Israel.
That might be the most... Robbie Roy 2179. That might be the most diluted comment I've ever seen. Delusional comment I have ever seen in my life. I don't know what to say. Don't know what to do. Holy frickin' crap.
Pete didn't want it to be settled. It's these guys are doing a great job. That's a good attitude, though, Tom, right? They were not interested in settlement. They were interested in just winning this thing. Yeah, please.
Mr. President, can you, just taking things locally, hopefully not throwing international affairs for a second, do you support the construction of the 2nd Avenue subway in New York City, and will your administration...
Wow, that's really a far-out question. You know, the 2nd Avenue subway has been under construction for, you're a young guy, is longer than you are old, okay? That's been under construction. I haven't heard about the 2nd Avenue subway in 20 years. What the hell kind of a question is that? I guess you got to get it finished.
Yeah, Iran's cooked. I agree, Annie. Absolutely. Clown show, embarrassing and dangerous, dude. I don't know, bro. I think Trump's on the right path, man. Trump is the GOAT. Greatest president of all time. Actually, you know, everybody in the chat, I think you guys can say this all with me. Trump is the GOAT. Repeat after me. Trump is the greatest president of all time. Let's go, bro. I don't know if we can restore that, Major General Tao. I am not entirely sure. Oh, man. It's crazy, bro. You're a pink brony, bro. And you dance at the gay club. You guys, don't forget to tap the subscribe button, though, in the upper right-hand corner. Let's go, dude. Zoroaster for BTC United. Okay, all right. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tapping the subscribe button, though. The more subscribers we get, the better. It really does help the channel grow. You guys have been a big factor in making this show the success that it is. So for that, I do want to say thank you to everybody. I mean, you guys keep the show flowing. You guys keep the show pumping. It gets bigger and bigger every day. So yeah, the simple fact of the matter is, you guys subscribing helps the show immensely. And for that, I can't thank you guys enough, man. I mean, I really can't. You guys keep this show on the straight and narrow 24/7. And yeah. Ty Lord says, I think we need some tomorrow's teachings. All right. You know, we could take a little bit of a divergent course. Let's take a look at some tomorrow's teachings. I mean, this video is practically almost done, but we're going to take a detour. Tomorrow's teachings. Oh my God, live interactive movie. You control the script. Oh my God. Okay, what have we not? Oh my God. This is amazing, dude. These are so crazy. Oh shit, dude.
Coming up on tomorrow's teachings.
I said he's not feeling well.
You're a sinner!
Shut up and kiss me already.
Excuse me?
LGBT fatty. Wanna be
What the hell is happening?
man queer!
Oh God, it's another tomorrow's teachings. So we're huge fans of Annie. I know Annie loves tomorrow's teachings. Ty Lord loves tomorrow's teachings. Tim Smith loves tomorrow's teachings. I just assume that all you guys in the chat love tomorrow's teachings. I feel like I speak for everybody in the chat because I am I'm a dictator. You know, that's what I do.
Mrs. Breaker better not film me or my dad's going to kill me.
Yeah, same.
Hold on. Who is that?
She's the prettiest girl I've ever seen.
She's bad, man. Go talk to her.
I can't.
What do you mean you can't?
What if she laughs at me?
Ryan, you miss 100% of the shots you don't tank. You better go.
That's a good quote, by the way. I got to admit, that is a great quote, and that's a quote from one of the GOAT in hockey. What the fuck? Why I can't remember his name? Hold on. Miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Wayne Gretzky. Wayne Gretzky. The GOAT said that quote. All right.
Go shoot your shot, or I will.
All right. I'll talk to her. Hey, I saw you from over there. Are you new here?
Yeah, I am. I'm Jackie. What's your name?
I'm Ryan.
Thanks for saying hi to me, Ryan. It's hard making friends at a new school.
Oh, I could be your friend.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool.
It's going to get hot and steamy. This is going to get hot and steamy, you guys. Better watch out, dude. Yeah, this is better than 90210, dude. I really do enjoy tomorrow's teachings, though.
What are you doing right now?
Oh, nothing. Just walking home.
Cool. Can I come?
Of course.
Sweet. Oh my gosh.
I think the prelude kind of suggests that she probably has a dong. So she basically probably has a schlangus. That is what is most likely happening here. We're at 9,233 subscribers. Once again, we're at 9,233. Make sure that you guys tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. It does help the channel grow in a lot of ways, so don't forget to tap that subscribe button. Thank you guys. You're incredible. I appreciate everybody for helping the channel grow. You guys have been a major factor, a major big part in this show being what it is today. So let's keep it going. Let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it real. LOL.
This is my room.
Wow, I love it.
Thanks.
Your bed is so comfortable.
Thanks.
So,
What?
are you gonna do anything?
What do you mean?
I'm in your room.
Oh shit, they're gonna do some stuff. Uh-oh, dude. I think this is where she shows him her dong. Or his dong, I don't know.
Came over for a reason?
Oh, do you want to do things?
Shut up and kiss me already.
I love how they censor it out. They put the censors in. Okay, when's he gonna see her? He's gonna see her dong. She's got a dong.
What was that?
What is what?
In your pants. I felt something.
Oh god, she has a dong. That's all right, just get it, dude.
What was that?
I thought you knew.
Knew what?
I'm transgender. That was my penis you felt.
Why didn't you tell me?
I thought you can tell. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I didn't mean to freak out. It scared me.
It's not the first time.
Look, I'm not gay.
Or at least this is great, dude. This is amazing, dude. Tomorrow's teachings is not only comedy gold, but honestly, I would rather watch tomorrow's teachings than Darman or any sort of soap opera. Let's keep watching.
Or at least I didn't think I was. But I'm not gay. I'm attracted to you, even though you're a man. I find you attractive.
I like you too.
Can I see it?
Oh shit, dude. Oh shit. Oh fuck, dude. This is amazing, man.
It's bigger than mine.
It's okay.
It's bigger than mine. This is amazing, dude. Honestly, this... Tomorrow's teachings just gets better and better. It ages like fine wine, man. I mean, this is only uploaded like roughly a year ago, but this is... Honestly, this is incredible, you guys. I don't know what to say.
Hey, I like the small ones. What are you doing?
What do you mean?
Looks like you're hiding from someone.
I'm not.
Why do you always do this?
Do what?
For some reason, every time we're out in public, you act all weird. You cover your face and you put your head down? Is there another girlfriend you're hiding from?
No, I don't.
Then explain.
I just have really bad social anxiety.
Oh my gosh. Why didn't you tell me?
I'm just bad at expressing my feelings.
Ryan, what's going on here?
Priest Kyle.
What are you doing?
We're on a date. Can't you tell?
I'll see you in the confessional booth on Sunday, Ryan.
You don't love me.
I do love you, Jackie.
Then why don't you show me off? Are you scared?
It's not that... It's hard, okay?
Oh my god. He's been with her for a month. He clearly wants the dong. So what the fuck? Small Wiener Gang. I'm gonna actually play that sound bit real quick. Thank you, Hector Morales, for joining the Small Wiener Gang, by the way. Small Wiener Gang. I'm actually gonna play hold on. I'm just gonna play a ton of these. People who subscribed. Here's some people. Some people who subscribed. Small Wiener Gang.
My family's super religious, and they don't approve of me dating you. I also just don't want to be made fun of for dating a...
Dating what, Ryan? Dating a transgender? So what if I have a
Small
penis?
Wiener Gang.
You love me and I love you. That's all that should matter.
I love you, Jackie. From the moment I laid eyes on you, I knew I loved you. I don't care what people think. I love you and I want to be with you.
Small Wiener Gang.
For the rest of our life. Jackie, will you be mine?
Yes.
He's proposing. Hell yeah. Small Wiener Gang.
What is your dad gonna say?
We'll tell him today.
Small Wiener Gang. What is up with this guy? He looks like he's got a little toy car next to him. Oh God. What is
Small
this?
Wiener
Gang.
Dad, thanks for meeting with us.
It's nice to finally meet you, Mr. Blue.
I didn't see you in church, Ryan.
Sorry, we had things to do.
Don't be sorry to me. Sorry to the Lord. He's the one who wants you there.
My bad. My hair appointment went late. It's my fault.
Dad, the reason you're here is because we're tying the knot.
What?
We're getting married, Dad.
That ain't gonna happen! Don't you dare bring that up to me again! It's not gonna happen in my bloodline. Besides, you a high school boy.
What's so wrong with this, Dad? I love her.
Don't you dare! You're a sinner! I can't believe you wake up in the morning and look yourself in the mirror and think everything's okay!
She's gone, Dad. And she would approve of this.
I love him too. We are happy together.
Don't you?
I can't. Oh. This is amazing, dude. I will admit, tomorrow's teachings just never ceases to amaze me. This is such an unreal This might be one of the greatest. If I'm going to be honest, Tomorrow's Teachings is the greatest channel on YouTube. End of story. Period. End of story. I honestly, Tomorrow's Teachings is even better than Darman. Fuck Darman. Tomorrow's Teachings.
You ever bring him back here? You hear me? Get rid of him! She has a punis! A punis!
A punis! A punis! What the fuck? What is wrong with this fucking channel, dude? Oh my god. I love this channel so much, dude. This channel is fucking amazing.
You and I, we're men of God! Get rid of her. Get the hell out of my house, lady boy. Get!
You don't talk to her that way.
Her!
I just can't, dude. The guy who's playing the father in this, I love how over the top he's being and everything he's doing. This is awesome, man. This is too funny.
Let us know her! What you want to do about it, boy? Stick up to me, your old man. Come on! Come on!
Oh shit, dude. He's beating him the fuck up, dude.
Brian?
Dad? Dad? Wake up!
Oh my god.
Dad! Wake up, Dad! Say something!
Okay, this got dark really fast.
Ryan? Ryan? Did you kill him?
Oh no, I don't know. He's not moving. He's not talking.
What's gonna happen now?
It's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright. We have each other. Okay? You go hide. I'll take care of it. Father, what are you doing here?
Your dad told me to come by and bless this place. Where is he?
He's inside. He's not feeling well.
Excuse me?
I'm just curious to see what the fuck's
Mr.
gonna
Blue,
happen.
it's good to see you.
I said he's not feeling well.
I'm sorry to hear that. I'll go ahead and get started.
This is so ridiculous, dude. This is beyond ridiculous. Dude, Tomorrow's Teachings just gets... I don't know what to say, bro. This is amazing. Yeah, Tomorrow's Teachings is probably the greatest thing I've ever watched in my life. I think I can officially say that Tomorrow's Teachings is the greatest. Greatest of all time. Like, enough said. I mean, you don't even need to say anything else. Tomorrow's Teachings takes the cake. It's the best. It is the most amazing thing I have ever seen. I'm still confused. Hell, I'm extremely confused right now. Oh, man.
May this water bring to mind our baptism into Christ, who has redeemed us with his death and resurrection. What the heck? Come out from behind the corner. Come over here. What are you doing here?
Ryan's my boyfriend.
You disgust me.
Excuse me?
God would never approve of you. Even if you stood at the gates of heaven begging, he would still send you to hell. You transgender, he, she, LGBT, fatty, wannabe man, queer!
What the fuck, dude? What the hell? What's happening right now? What is happening at the moment? Oh my god.
Hey, I couldn't help notice you look pretty distressed.
I'm okay.
It's okay. I'm a priest. You can talk to me.
It's just that it's my junior year in high school. It seems that no girl likes me at all. I've never had a girlfriend.
What? You? Come on. You look like a stud if I've ever seen one.
Thanks.
There's no way none of the snow bunnies want a piece of you.
What?
Mind if I try a piece of you?
Excuse me?
Jackie's mind unearthed haunting memories of the priest from his past. The truth became undeniable. The priest was a master of deception, cloaking his predatory nature behind a veil of sanctity. He belonged to the KKK clan that thrived on hunting people.
What is happening? Dude. She punished him. I am so confused. I feel sexually confused, emotionally confused.
People down, sexually attracted to black men, preying upon the weak, and taking whatever they could.
The power of Christ compels you! The power of Christ compels you! Begone, foul spirit! In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, I command you to leave this body. Release your grip on this soul and return to the darkness from whence you came. By the sacred power vested in me, I banish you!
This is so ridiculous, dude. I can't. This is, I don't even know what to say, dude. This Darman, tomorrow's Darmans. They should just rename the channel to tomorrow's Darmans. This is like amazing. I'm speechless. Like, tomorrow's teachings never ceases to amaze me in how fucking crazy they get with everything they do. Tomorrow's teachings is goated.
This vessel and trouble it no more!
Jackie, are you all right? You went totally Stranger Things on him. He said some mean things to you. Don't listen to him, okay? You get to do whatever you want with your body.
Okay.
Now let's get you all patched up.
Jackie and Ryan fall deeply in love, each changing gender 5 times.
Each changing gender 5 times. Oh my god.
Tina Lion Gaming says, y'all are laughing but this shit is real.
Man.
Random Gian at 9296 says,
This is amazing, dude.
The fucking plot twist. Random Gian at 9296 says,
Amazing. I'm just...
She got the force now. Annie 01200 says, OMG.
It's amazing.
Annie 01200 says, agreed.
Amazing.
Throughout their journey together. Meanwhile, the priest was imprisoned for life.
Thank you so much to the Pug Plug. I appreciate the happy poop, yum yum. Happy poop, yum yum. Happy poop, happy poop, happy poop, yum yum. Everybody give a big shout out to our boy at the Pug Plug. Once again, at the Pug Plug. Thank you for sending me a happy poop yum yum for 10 joules. I appreciate it.
Life, ensuring he would never return.
You have the right to do whatever you want with your own body. You are allowed to be a girl, you are allowed to be a boy, and you are allowed to be, or you don't have to be any. Love yourself for who you are. You are your own person.
We're picking 5 lucky Patreon members to have a chance of winning $1,000, as well as having a trip to come out to LA and shoot with us on the next Tomorrow's Teaching video.
Whoa!
In order to enter the
Whoa. So there's a chance. That I could be in a Tomorrow's Teachings video. There's an opportunity for me to be in a Tomorrow's Teachings video. OMG. I want to be in Tomorrow's Teachings.
Contest, make sure...
Dude, could you imagine if I, Michael Garza, starred in a Tomorrow's Teachings video? Could you imagine if I was an actor in a Tomorrow's Teachings episode? I would be... Honestly, I'm not going to lie. I think that might be that would be like a crowning achievement of this show if I, Michael Garza, ended up being a part of... Oh, I don't care. I want to be a part of Tomorrow's Teachings. So if the creator of Tomorrow's Teachings ever hears this, I want to let you know I want to be a part of one of your episodes somehow, some way, maybe. But I want to be a part of Tomorrow's Teachings.
To become a member of our Patreon, as well as subscribe to our YouTube channel of Tomorrow's Teachings. What's up, guys? This is Oliver from...
Anyway, thank you so much. Oh, my God. I don't know what to say anymore. I'm emotionally confused. Okay, you guys, I'm taking a quick break. Tomorrow's Teachings may have just emotionally wrecked me. And I don't know what's happening, but if you guys can, please take the time to subscribe to the show. More subscribers, the better. It does help the channel grow. Helps my schlangus grow. But yeah, thank you guys for tapping the subscribe button, though it does help the channel grow in a lot of ways. I don't even know what to say anymore, man. I don't even know what to say. OMG. I'm thinking about putting the super chats read first down below a little bit. Probably down right around... Trump's the man, though, by the way. Donald Trump is the GOAT. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for tapping the subscribe button, though. I really do appreciate it. Let's keep going, man. I guess we can... I am going to take a small break just to kind of try to get my mind right here, because I don't even know how the hell to get my mind right after watching that, dude. That was amazing. Tomorrow's Teachings. Tomorrow's Teachings schooled us all. It educated us all on what we needed to know and how to be more complete people. Yeah, Trump's the man, dude. Yeah, dude, Trump is a good person. What are you talking about? Trump is the GOAT, dude. By the way, we're at 9,234 subscribers. Once again, 9,234. If you guys can, to help this small channel out, tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. We're trying to get to 9,300 subscribers before the end of the night. We think we could do it. We're not sure if we can, but we're going to try. You know what sounds really good right now? I'm going to have a snack. Give me a few seconds, though, everybody. What the hell's this? Okay, so we're going to watch this here in just a second. It's the 15-point peace plan from our boy Donald Trump. It's going to be interesting. We're going to watch that here in just a second. I'm going to step away from the computer. Chill out for a second. Give me a moment, you guys. Here we go. All right. Okay. All right, let's watch a little bit. Let's keep going, man.
All right, you're watching live now. I'm Austin Westfall, Professor Alon Burstein with me to discuss the latest on the Middle East. Alon has his dynamic map behind him, and he's also got, Alon, something that I've been tracking closely, and I know you have been tracking closely too, is this idea of a 15-point plan that's being reported about in several news outlets. Phil Stewart is with Reuters. He says the U.S. has sent Iran a 15-point plan to end the war. And he cites the New York Times. So, Alon, I know you've kind of put together what we're at least seeing from reports about this plan. What do we need to know about it?
So I'm going to put up back behind me here. This is based off of different leaks. I have to emphasize this. This is not something official. We don't have an official publication of what the 15-point plan is. But different leaks coming from Israeli media, Saudi media, regional media, enough have given us some sort of framework. And if we look at a lot of the different points, the points in red are what they claim the United States is demanding from Iran. So it includes dismantling all existing nuclear capabilities, assurances that Iran will not strive for nuclear weapons, that there will be no uranium enrichment in Iran, and that all enriched materials will be taken out of Iran. So that's firstly, with regards to the nuclear program, the biggest things there are, first of all, that the only mechanisms that ensure this will actually not happen is removing the enriched uranium. That is the only tangible thing. The rest of that, assurances that Iran...
Yeah, some people are going crazy in the chat, man. Play'em's going wild, man.
Iran will not strive for nuclear weapons. That's, sort of a gentleman's agreement, right? Iran can violate that, just like the United States and other countries have violated agreements. So the only tangible thing there really is that enriched materials will be handed over to the International Atomic Agency, i.e. removed from Iran. Then we also have that the IAE, the International Atomic Agency will receive all information. Then all that pertains to the nuclear program. The next thing that it goes to is the relation to proxies, right? One of the four things that the United States said it wanted to achieve in this war is that Iran will stop funding and supporting its proxies. That includes Hezbollah first and foremost, and the Houthis.
You know that Iran's going to... Here's the thing. Iran's government's corrupt. They need an entirely new overhaul. The Iranian government needs an entirely new overhaul. Completely end of story. Iran's too crazy, man. Too wild, bro.
Militias in Iraq, and to some extent Hamas. This simply says Iran will abandon its proxies and stop arming and funding them. No explanation about what that means, and I'll get back in a minute to what do we make of the fact these are so amorphous. Then when it comes to the ballistic missile program, there's this issue that future missile Sorry?
Oh, no. I think you're just hearing some ambient audio alone. Feel free to carry on.
I thought there was a question there. When it comes to the ballistic missile programs, it says that any missile programs will only be developed for self-defense, and that there will be limitations placed on missile programs in the immediate, but future missile programs.
limitations placed on missile programs, that's perfect. I still think that Iran should have limited weaponry because they've been a crappy nation for so long. Iran has been I should say that the government has been terrible in Iran for so long. I don't think they know any other way. And I think the Iran war may be a lost cause, if we're going to be honest.
We want to be in the for self-defense. And lastly, I'm leaning back for this one. The Straits of Hormuz will remain open, free maritime zone, and never blocked. I'll get
and never blocked,
the three things that Iran is supposed to receive.
Knowing Iran's history, Iran's going to be a piece of crap. It's good, man.
But there's a couple of things to be said about this. First of all, once again, very, very reminiscent to the 20-point plan that ended the war in Gaza, or at least led us to a ceasefire in Gaza. This is a framework. This is not really a plan. This doesn't tell us actually what are the nuts and bolts. Iran will abandon its proxies. Does that mean they'd cut off diplomatic ties? It'll stop funding and arming them. Already now, according to all international treaties and agreements, Iran's not supposed to fund any of those proxies because they're considered terror organizations. There are limitations placed on that. What does that mean? That's a plan. Sorry, that's a framework. That's not necessarily...
Okay, so I think what he's trying to say is assurance that Iran will not strive for nuclear weapons. I don't know. I don't know if Iran can do it, man. Iran is a slut. I should say the Iranian government is slutty. I don't think they can abide by these rules.
A plan. What is also glaring to me is this issue that there'll be limitations placed on Iran's missile program and that future missiles will only be developed for self-defense. I'm not a military expert, as you know. I don't know the difference between a ballistic missile that's used for self-defense and one that's used for offense. Iran has said that their ballistic missiles now are only being used for self-defense. They were attacked by Israel and the United States, and they're only being used.
Did it ever occur to you that Iran is lying about their literacy rate? Did it ever occur to you that Iran cooks the books on everything they do?
Used for self-defense. So in that sense, I'm not entirely sure what that means. That's not to say that this plan has no merit, it doesn't make sense, but it's to say it's still a framework. Now, this is a negotiating framework, but it's still a framework. What is important, though, I want to expand it to me again for a minute, is the leaks that are coming out also include the three things that Iran would get in exchange for all these things. And that's what I have marked down here in blue. First, all sanctions, all U.S. sanctions on Iran would be lifted. That's huge. Iran is under several different layers of sanctions. Anything to do with the nuclear program, to declaring the Revolutionary Guards as terror organizations, to sanctions with regards to international trade. Lifting all sanctions is a huge carrot, if that in fact would come to the fold. Then also that Iran will receive assistance in civilian nuclear programs in the areas of Bushehr. I did not mention that part of the demands was that Iran would dismantle the sites in Natanz, Isfahan, and Fordo, but in Bushehr, they'll be able to develop a civilian program. And this, to me, is also one of the biggest things, is this third aspect, no snapback mechanism.
No, I have no idea what no snapback mechanism means, and I'm kind of curious to see what his explanation of that is.
That is huge. The snapback mechanism is what was put in place in the deal that Obama made with Iran in 2015 that said that if Iran does not live up to what it was supposed to live up to, then the sanctions would automatically return. And that's essentially what happened. That's what started us down this spiral. The snapback mechanism came into effect. Europe sanctioned Iran in August of last year, and that led us to the crisis of Iran's currency and to the current situation. No snapback mechanism essentially means that there's no automatic return to sanctions if Iran violates this. I imagine that Trump, if this were to be accepted as is, that Trump is thinking, well, if they don't live up to this, we can simply go back to war. We don't need a snapback mechanism. But if the fact that's saying that there's no looming sword hanging over if Iran violates this would be huge. Why am I bringing all this when I'm saying it's all rumors? It's not actually substantiated yet, because this tells us, once again, a framework, not a plan, but a framework for what the United States is demanding.
Okay.
What is very important here, there's no talk. Notice what sent us down the path of the war, absolutely no talk about protesters.
No talk at all?
Absolutely no talk about regime change. Absolutely.
I'm actually shocked they have, they should bring that up a little more often. The whole protesters being killed thing, that was so messed up.
No talk about not executing protesters or any human rights in Iran. All of that thing that actually started us down the path towards this war. The United States said, stop executing protesters and help's on the way. I combed through the different sites and leaks and reporters.
Give me back my son.
In the Middle East to see, is anyone saying that's part of what the United States is demanding? And I could not find it anywhere. Doesn't mean it's not there, but I could not find it anywhere.
We appreciate you putting that together, and time will tell exactly what comes of a possible framework, and maybe we'll learn more as the day goes on about this reported 15-point plan. We've been asking the audience to send in questions alone. Producer Jonah standing by with our first one. Jonah.
Yes, thank you, Austin. Always happy to jump on with you and Alone. We're going to get started here with a question from Mildred in Puerto Rico, who is asking, what is the clear end game of U.S. involvement with Iran, and how will we know when it's achieved? So going off of what you said, Alone, how many of these 15 points will have to be achieved for us to reach some type of end game?
So it's a great question, and that is actually one of the things that a lot of people are trying to figure out. One of the things that Trump prides himself on is that he's completely unpredictable. We have no idea if in...
And I think that's actually Trump's greatest advantage right now, is just how unpredictable he actually is. I really do. I think that might be one of his biggest advantages, is how unpredictable he is. Sometimes the more unpredictable you are, the more of an advantage you really do have at the end of the day. That could be a huge advantage in many, many ways. People underestimate that advantage completely. Go Trump, dude.
5 days after these negotiations take hold, if we're going to have some sort of declaration by Trump, we've achieved victory and that's it. Or if we're going to have all of a sudden ground invasion of the island of Karaj. We don't know what is actually going to be. And one of the things that we have seen repeatedly with this administration, other administrations too, but this administration is almost extreme in that, is that it sets the goalposts for victory after the situation has been settled, after it's been achieved. So if we look at the situation between Israel and Hamas, back in February of 2025, shortly after Trump comes into power, he is...
Yeah, honestly, I didn't see that one coming either. I did not see that the Strait of Hormuz would be held this long. That is something that's kind of crazy. I'll admit that. 100%.
Talking about the complete expulsion of all Palestinians from Gaza, and the United States will own Gaza and rebuild it. So if that was the plan, it's failed. But then...
So we'll know when it's achieved. I think, here's the thing. Trump is going to let us know when it's really winding down. He's basically going to tell us we're done. He's basically saying it's over when I say it's over. Is essentially what's happening. Hmm.
10 months later, the plan shifts, and now the plan is for the United States to invest heavily in this international organization and rebuild Gaza, but have Gaza be for the Palestinians and for the Palestinians alone, and now it's declared a success. One of the things that Trump does is he often shifts what is going to be the measures of success based on the unfolding map of how wars develop. So similarly here, like I said, the original aim of the mounting of the U.S. troops in the Gulf was because Iran was executing protesters. And Trump said help's on the way, and Israel was talking about regime change. Then all of a sudden they started to talk about nuclear deals. Then all of a sudden they added the ballistic missiles. Now it became opening the Straits of Hormuz. How will we know when we reach the end? Essentially, it's going to be when Trump decides that is what I wanted to achieve. That's as far as I'm willing to go. And now we're done. And he'll declare it victory probably no matter what. But it's up to Iran now and the United States to figure out how much of this deal they can maybe accept versus how much the United States is going to let go of its demands and come and back down in order to let the situation resolve itself, or we'll have escalations.
What level of clarity do we have on the type of discussions that U.S. officials and Iranian officials are having with each other? Because we're hearing the White House saying that they're speaking with the Iranians, and then we're hearing the Iranians in so many ways pushing back on that idea. Where is the truth? Is it somewhere in between? I know it oftentimes is with these types of things.
So when Trump pretty much surprised everyone, including a lot of Gulf countries and including Israel, surprised everyone and said there are talks happening with Iran. So then Iran immediately reached out and said, no, absolutely no talks have been had. But within a few hours, it became apparent that there were talks that were being had. And there's all kinds of speculation if Iran was just not ready to go public, or if this is about disagreements within the Iranian leadership, which right now is very divided. Should we be having talks or should we not be having talks? According to what was leaked in the last 24 hours, the talks already began last week on Thursday. On Thursday, Iran's foreign minister, Abbas Araghchi...
Whoa.
Taze and Magre says, Trump is cute though.
Hell yeah.
According to reports from today, Abbas Araghchi picked up the phone in an unsecured line, just picked up his cell phone and called Steve Witkoff's cell phone and started talking to him and said something, and this is what I think Witkoff was waiting to hear. Said, I am speaking to you with the authority of the supreme leader, Mujtaba Khamenei. That is the first time that we have heard that something like that has happened. Until now, we have had these amorphous statements from Khamenei, but we didn't actually know who is calling the shots. And more than that, we didn't know if the various different political forces in Iran, the Revolutionary Guards, the president, the foreign minister, if they're all actually behind the supreme leader or not. The minute the foreign minister calls Witkoff and says, I'm calling you in the name of the supreme leader, according to the reports, Witkoff said, okay, now we can talk. Now I feel like whatever we negotiate, you'll be able to bring back the supreme leader, and it can be something that'll happen.
Well, and hopefully they'll be able to negotiate. That would be at least the key, the goal, something. You would at least hope that they're able to negotiate at a certain point. What are the odds of it, though? I mean, that's the ultimate question. Give me just a few moments, everybody.
Actually have merit in Iran, as opposed to you'll bring it back, but the supreme leader will say, no, I've sided with someone else. So according to reports, that started on Thursday. Then the United States has been talking to different people. There's a lot of rumors that the United States is trying to negotiate with the Speaker of the House of the Iranian parliament. His name is Mohammad Bakir Khalibaf. The reasons for that are unknown. Some say that he's a more moderate figure. Others say that he's just someone new. So it's not just the same negotiations that happened before, but the United States wants to present someone new. But there's enough rumors. Trump keeps on saying we're talking to a top man there, but not to the supreme leader. There's all kinds of...
He's talking to a top G. Top G. Give me a second, you guys. I need some water. I just want a glass of water, bro. Darman and Jalad take Viagra. Darman and Gilad. take Viagra. Dawman and Frog Eat Frog. Take Viagra. Okay, I'm done talking about that. Anyway, we're going to react to the rest of this video here real quick and see what Trump Dog is doing, dude. All right, one moment. All right. Tim Smith has a report about my approval rating.
Tim Smith 4118 says, breaking, Garza's approval rating reaches 64%, Ipsos/Quinnipiac.
Hell yeah, my approval rating's gotten big.
Randomgian at 9296 says, I love how every time someone tells you to join the war is the same person who won't protest in Iran. Real Garza.
Oh yeah, every time. The demon rats, hell yeah. Hells to the yeah. Thank you guys for being so sexy. Let's keep watching.
Rumors that they're talking to this Muhammad Ghalibaf. If that is the case, it doesn't mean a lot in terms of where the negotiations are going. But what that does mean is that the United States is actually scrambling to find who to talk to, because if Khamenei can't be reached, and if they weren't sure they wanted to talk to the foreign minister, they were scrambling to find someone. They found him. So far, it seems to be bearing fruit. I'm not going to get into the present that Trump said that he received because he said that means we're talking to the right people. I don't know what that.
I'm eating a bagel. Just eating a bagel. Honestly, I just wanted some bread in my system. Yeah, raw bagel. Normally, I don't do that, but I'm just feeling lazy as shit, and I just wanted some carbs. So I was like, you know what? I'm just putting a bagel in my mouth. I'm putting it inside me.
That present is, but it does mean that there's some that they're bearing some fruit with regards to they found who to communicate with. The United States is satisfied, at least, that so far they can have an open channel of communication with whoever they're talking to in Iran.
Yeah, Reuters with this saying President Trump says Iran gave a significant prize. When asked by reporters what he was talking about, he said it was related to the Strait of Hormuz. Jonah, I believe, has another audience question.
Here's the thing, man. I think that there's going to be a real deal being hashed out. However, I still don't trust Iran completely. And I don't think most people trust Iran to begin with. You know, and I don't know anybody could. I do want to end on a slightly different note, though, real quick. I forced ChatGPT to turn into brilliant.org for me. So we're going to be doing a little bit of an experiment. Yeah. In just a second. One moment. Give me just a second, you guys. Okay, we're putting it up on the board. We're on ChatGPT, baby. You know me, man. I'm gay for ChatGPT. Like, let me take a tortillas. No. Okay, give me a second, you guys. We're putting this back up on the board here. Okay. So we're doing a little bit of training, I guess you could say, to some degree. I'm learning. Well, I mean, I've learned pretty much everything I need to know about Python. I'm testing my knowledge essentially by having ChatGPT give me challenges on it. So let's take a look here. Building a new string. Let's see, variable word equals cat. Let's see, result blank for ch. And this is a for loop right here, so it's going to essentially print the result, but it's going to do it one letter at a time. And then what I can do, this is interesting what this is doing. Result is blank for ch in word. So whatever's in the word cat is going to be, in this instance, transferred to the variable ch. Ch is going to be usable within this particular for loop. And then it then prints, you can then print the result. So what happens is, in this loop is the result variable gets constantly assigned. Basically, it's updated each time. The variable is consistently updated. Overall, print hello Garza. But yeah, we're just doing a little bit of training here. So I've done really well in its tests. We're on lesson 8.3. I think we're pretty much all done, almost all done with the lessons. I've tested my knowledge on Python, which is good. I'm making sure that I understand the programming language. It really isn't, I have a big advantage because, I've been programming in Java and C++, for an extended amount of time since I was a young lad. I'm not going to say I'm an expert in them, but I've been hobby software programming for a long time. And, but yeah, Java, C++, PHP, gay for those. I'm gay for those. I love it. But, yeah, I'm basically an old man at this point. I should be learning, if I really want to be a good app developer, I should be learning Kotlin, which is basically Java, but I just think a lot better. Kotlin's pretty dope, actually. In fact, it would probably be advantageous for me to start learning Kotlin as well. As much as I love Python, I will say this, though. Python's syntax does kind of bother me a little bit. I actually prefer like the syntax, the stricter code of syntax with like C++ and stuff like that. But I do understand that Python does have certain purposes. Not every programming language is going to fit every project. Some projects may require some type of programming language that's a little bit different. Python has an extended amount of libraries, so if you're looking to make a quick program, sometimes Python's the best way to do it, because you could still get the same result without having to do an abundance of code and create stuff like that. Let's see. Tylord says...
Random Gian at 9296 says... Garza is an expert in rage baiting the liberals in chat by simply existing.
Oh, dude, all I got to do is exist and just say that Donald Trump is sexy and everybody gets mad at me. I think Donald Trump's the man, and I do think he's the man, by the way. Yeah, you heard me. I think Donald Trump is the man, everybody. But yeah, we're just doing a little bit of Python stuff. I basically didn't want to pay for Brilliant.org because their subscription is a little expensive. And I thought, well, you know what? I have a ChatGPT subscription, so why don't I just program ChatGPT to act like Brilliant.org and have it train me in certain things? And I was like, well, how about this? Train me in Python, bro. But anyway, let's take a look. So text equals AB. Result is a blank. So there's really no string or anything associated with it. Result is basically kind of a blank variable at this point. It's just there's like no real string in there at the moment. It's assigned to being a string, though. That's the cool thing. For CH in text, result equals result plus CH. So in this instance, it's going to be result, which is blank, plus A equals result. And that's going to be, and result now equals A. Loop again. Now it's going to be A plus B equals AB. So the result is going to be C. I'm going to tell ChatGPT the answer C. And it's probably going to tell me I'm correct because it should. Yep, correct. Result starts with an empty string, exactly. And you just kind of have to follow how the loop proceeds. And then the loop goes character by character through AB. First loop, result equals blank string plus A. And then result equals A plus B equals AB. Just combines. So whenever you're adding strings together, all you're really doing is just combining the strings together at the end of the day. That's all you're really doing. That's the way I love to do it, man. Now, what will this print? So here's a result is just a variable to keep track of the string we are building. So text is high. The string high is assigned to text. Result is a blank variable, basically. It's kind of like a, it's something. Result is what we're going to continue to use in this for loop here. For CH in text, this is a loop, by the way. Just remember, you guys, for loops, they are loops. They're looping until a result is, they loop until a result is needed, is met. Mr. Jim from Yager says, what am I doing up so late? Geez. Eric, Trump back up over your head, going back to bed. Hey, have a good night, Mr. Jim. It's good to see you on here, bro. But yeah, no, I'm just having fun right now. I just decided, well, I don't want to go to bed just yet, but I wanted to learn I wanted to continue to learn to take my lessons in Python. I should say finish my testing in Python to make sure I completely understand the language. So far, I actually understand the language better than I expected, so I'm very proud of myself. I mean, like I said, once you've learned one programming language, learning another one's just a simple matter of understanding the syntax and kind of some of the nuances behind it and what it really does, kind of under the hood. So let's take a look. So what will this print? So we got text equals hi. Result. So let's see, we're doing H plus result, which will be H. And then we're looping it again. Oh. Interesting. So then result's going to be H. Oh, so it's going to be IH. So the answer is going to be, in this instance, IH. That is what is that when it prints result, the reason for this, and I do want to kind of explain this a little bit. So you see how text equals hi, result equals nothing. In this loop, look at the equation. Result equals CH plus result. It's because of the order in which this equation is how it's going to be spelled, is how the string is going to be spelled out on the overall output. So, because result is on this side and not this side, it's not going to be in order. It's going to be backwards. So, in a sense, you could make an entire for loop. I think possibly that would allow you to spell a word backwards. I guess, I don't know. But anyway, the correct answer is B, and we'll see what it says. It should be B, and I am correct. It is B. This one reverses the string step by step. Start with result equals blank string, loop through hi, first, blah blah blah. You see that? You see the logic behind it. So now we're on lesson 8.4, string methods. Are we doing this through ChatGPT? We're doing this through 5.4, I believe. Am I logged in? Okay, I am logged in. Cool. So we're on lesson 8.4, string methods. Python gives strings built-in tools called methods. Word equals Python, string Python. Print word.upper. Now what this does, essentially, is this is going to capitalize that this function right here, word.upper. So what this is doing is the variable word is being associated with the function known as upper. And what this does is it takes this variable, it analyzes the variable string, and it says, we see Python, it's going to capitalize every single letter in it. So now the challenge is, what will this print? Name equals Michael, print name dot upper. Well, since the variable name is the string Michael, and we're going to uppercase the entire string in the variable name, the correct answer is going to be all capitals Michael. So the correct answer is going to be B. I hope I'm not. I'm pretty sure everybody who's watching is just falling asleep, so I don't blame anybody who's fallen asleep. Hope you guys are enjoying this, though, to some degree. Yeah, this is nothing too exciting right now that we're doing. But if you guys can, though, take the time to subscribe to the channel. It really does help the channel grow. We're at 9,235 subscribers. Once again, we're at 9,235 subs. So I just want to thank each and every one of you guys for being so involved in the show. You guys make the show go round, so I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart, man. You guys make it all worthwhile. Lesson 9. real problem solving. Now let's start thinking more like a programmer. Here's a simple task. Count how many times the letter A appears in a word. So we got word equals banana. Count equals 0. In this for loop, check this out. For CH in word, if CH is equivalent to A, count equals count plus 1. Now you can technically, I can't remember if Python allows you to do count plus plus to basically automatically increment to make it to where the integer goes up by 1. But sometimes this is also just as effective. So count equals count plus 1, print count. Now, what's happening is you're basically analyzing this word letter by letter. You're analyzing the string letter by letter. So in this instance, for CH in word, this is a loop, remember. When you see the word for, this means this is going to loop. This is going to execute multiple times the same thing time and time again until the overall conditional is met. Now, this is huge. This is huge. So in this instance, it prints 3 because it counted 3 letter A's. So in this conditional, if we see, if CH in this instance, as we're going through letter by letter, if one is equivalent to A at any point, is going to increase count by 1. So let's take a look. Let's do an exercise here. Word equals apple. Count equals 0. For CH in word, if CH equals P, equivalent to P. Just remember there's a difference between equals and equivalent. When there's 2 equal signs, it's basically doing a comparison, right? It's trying to determine, is CH equivalent to, if CH is actually equivalent to P, then I want you to increase the count variable by 1. So in this instance, obviously, it's going to be 2. So count is 0, but it's plus 1 in this instance, and then blah, blah, blah. But yeah, you're incrementing the variable up. And in this instance, it's going to count 2 of them. So we're going to do B again. And it's correct. Yep. Now, lesson 9.1, find the largest number. Nums, which is basically, in this instance, is the variable for numbers in this instance. So we're going to assign. So what this is this is basically the equivalent to an array. So what we're doing is we're assigning multiple values to a single variable, but being able to access these individual values at any time through a certain way. And the certain way of doing this is to do nums. So this is the variable nums. All of these numbers are separately associated to this variable. So as you can see, we got nums, and then we got, what do you call these little brackets? So if I wanted to access this number 2 within this variable, this number 2 right here, I'm actually going to put in nums bracket 2 bracket, and then that would equal largest in this instance. So either way, we're gonna go through this, and let's see. So at this moment, this particular value is actually associated to largest at the beginning of this. But now we're going to go through a looping process. For n in nums, if n is greater than largest equals n. That's how this particular one works. So if we go through the logic of the program, my mind's a little turned to clay. So basically, when we do this loop, we're actually going through each and every one of these values individually through the loop. So if, like I said, if n is greater than largest, then largest equals n. Anyway. So in this instance, it's going to print 8. Because what it's doing is it's cycling through the numbers, and if it finds that there's a number that's greater than the largest that we currently know of, then that is going to be assigned as the largest value. So this makes sense that this would be 8. So in this instance, let's go over this example problem. Nums equals all these values. Largest equals nums. And so far, 4 is the only known largest one that we know of, but we're going to go through all these values to figure out which one the largest is. So for n in nums, if n is greater than largest, largest equals n. So as this loop is going through, it's going to be like, okay, 4 is greater than 4. It's not true, so this conditional is not going to play out in the loop. 1 is greater than 4. Nope. It's false. So this conditional is not going to be enabled in the loop. During the loop. Remember, this loop goes through the process as many times as it needs to until the conditional is met. 9. If 9 is greater than largest, which it is, then largest equals then n equals largest. So the 9 is now assigned to the largest variable. Largest is now equivalent to 9. Now, to complete the loop, if 3 is greater than largest, which remember largest is now 9, that's clearly false. This is not going to be enabled. This particular conditional is not going to be enabled. This is going to be like ignored. So then we're going to print largest. So what is the largest in this instance? Well, the largest is going to be 9. 999 is the I'm teaching you guys a little bit of logic. It's fun. Let's see. How am I learning right now at 2:30 in the morning? I never paid this much attention in school. Thank you, Annie. I'm glad you're paying attention. This is just some basic programming stuff. I really enjoy software development, so it's one of my it's something that I don't know what it is. It's just something that brings my autistic ass brain some calm in this life, you know. I know that sounds weird, but in some weird way, whenever I'm learning about a programming language or something, I guess it brings me a sense of calm and serenity that I just don't always get. It sounds just like when I'm hanging out in nature, like if I'm hanging out next to a tree, I feel a certain serenity, that sort of thing. Let's see. So this one, for instance, by the way, have we gotten any more subscribers? We're at 9,235. Well, hey, we're kicking ass either way. Even if we don't get a ton, I'll take it, man. We're getting lots and lots of more subscribers. I want to thank everybody for taking the time to tap subscribe in the upper right-hand corner. We're now at 9,235 subs. Once again, we're at 9,235. I want to thank each and every one of you guys for taking the time to become subscribers to the channel. It really does help in a lot of ways. So you guys are incredible. Let's keep going, man. All right, so what will this print? So the challenge is, so let's see, nums, and this is, remember, these are arrays. It's assigning all of these numbers to one single variable. But you can access any of these numbers either by simply, like, you could either do this, you know, and see where the zero's at, this little tiny zero. If I put this to 1, 2, 3, blah, 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 I could access either one of these and make sure they're assigned to this. But in this instance, we're just going to assign the first number, which is 4, to largest. So for n in nums, if n is greater than largest, largest is equal to n. Just remember, this is a loop. This is going to loop until so it's going to loop until this condition is met. And what this condition is, what a for loop does in this instance, is it's going to go through each and every one of these values up here And then this conditional right here, this if statement, allows an augmentation to happen if a certain condition is met during the loop. Just remember, this is repeated. All a loop really is something that repeats and repeats and repeats and repeats and repeats over and over again until the condition has been met. Does that make sense? It's a tough one. It's a weird concept. If you guys ever get bored, just look up for loops in any programming language, whether it's C++, whether it's Python. I recommend people learn Python. This has actually been a really fun programming language for me to learn. I've become very enamored with it. I'm pretty gay for this shit. But in this instance, what will this print? I mean, so the largest in this instance is going to end up being obviously 9. Because as it goes through, it's going to be like 4 is greater than largest. Nope. 4 is equal to largest currently, but that doesn't mean it's greater than. So this if statement's not going to work. 1 is greater than largest. Nope. That's not true either. So this conditional right here doesn't execute during the loop. 9 is greater than largest. Very true. And when it's true, it's gonna play out this particular instruction right here. And now 9 is equal to largest. Great. 3 is greater than largest? Nope. So now the largest is actually 9, so we're going to say C. And the reason I'm over-explaining this is so that way you guys understand the logic behind for loops. Because the logic behind for loops is actually kind of interesting, you know? No, this shit's great, man. Let's take a look here. Okay. So, nums is equal to these 3 values. So these 3 values are assigned to nums. And that's the one thing I love about programming languages like C++ and Java. You could do the exact same thing. The syntax and the style is a little bit different, but obviously every programming language has its own differences in syntax. All that really matters is a lot of the principles behind, you know, what you could do with values in a programming language. Like Python makes everything very easy, by the way. Like that's why I kind of like it. I've actually kind of fallen in love with Python. It's been one of my It's been one of the more interesting programming languages for me to really kind of get a grasp on and really learn it through and through. Anyway, so nums equals 7, 2, and 5. Largest equals nums, blah, blah, blah. So we're doing the same thing over and over again. So let's see. Okay, so we already went through that. Hold on. That. In the code, blah, blah, blah. Okay, mini challenge. So here's another mini challenge. What will this print? So we got 6, 12, 4. So this is the same thing we just did. So for n in nums, n is, you know, let's see. So 6 is currently equivalent to largest. 6 is so obviously it's going to be 12 in this instance, so we're just going to cut corners and say it's 12. B, that's the largest, straight up. All right, so lesson 9.2, filtering values. Another common pattern is printing only items that match a condition. So nums is equivalent to all of these different values. All these values are assigned to nums. We're going to go through a loop here together. For n in nums, just remember, nums is basically transferred to the variable n. And then the variable n, well, I wouldn't say transferred, but assigned. Anything that is in nums can be assigned to n in this for loop, but on an individual basis, on an individual one-on-one basis. So n during the loop is going to be all of these, but separately. That's a weird way to explain it, but anyway. So in this instance, n is equivalent to 1 in this loop. Just remember, we're looping this. We're doing this. We're going through each of these values one by one by one by one until we go through all of them. All these values are going to be utilized within this loop, and the loop is going to run 4 times. Just remember, all that you see right here, this part of the loop is going to be ran 4 times. It's going to be ran 4 times. Repetition. So if n, which in this instance is going to be 1, is greater than 3, well, that's false, so we're not going to do that. If n is, if 4 is greater than 3, then print n. Okay, cool. So we're going to print 4 because the condition's true. All right, and then we're going to go through the loop again. If 7 is greater than 3, then that's true. We're going to print this. So we're going to print n, which is going to be 7. So the output's going to be 4 and 7 because 2 is obviously not greater than 3, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Now we're going to do an example problem here. We got 4 values assigned to nums for n in nums. If n is less than 5, that's the condition. So is 5 less than 5? No, it's actually equal to. So this condition's false. 2. Is 2 less than 5? Yes, it is. So we're going to print 2. Is 8 less than 5? No, it's not. So we're not gonna print anything because the condition's not true. Is 1 less than 5? Yes, it is. So the only thing that's going to be printed is 2 and 1. So the correct answer in this instance is, in this multiple choice, is B. I'm glad you guys are having a good time. Well, maybe some of you guys are. Yeah, this is fun though. I really do enjoy doing this shit. It's kind of entertaining. Okay, so let's see. So lesson 9.3, your first tiny coding exercise. Now let's shift from multiple choice to writing a tiny bit of code. Write code that creates a variable called total, starts it at 0, loops through the list 1, 2, 3, adds each number to total, prints total. All right, so we're going to try to write this ourselves. I got spoiled by multiple choice, but here. Let's see. So it creates a total variable called total. So total is equivalent. And so total is going to be equivalent to 0 because it's going to start at 0. And then loops through the list 1, 2, 3. Let's see. Give me a second here. Hold on. So create a variable called total. That's good. Total. Starts it at 0. Loops through the list 1, 2, 3. Adds each number to total. Prints total. Okay, so is it? I'm assuming. I mean, it didn't give me really any good instructions, so I'm assuming that it's. Okay, so let me make sure I got this right. So create a variable called total. Done. Started at 0. Done. It's at 0. Loop through the list of 1, 2, 3. Add each number to total. Prints total. Okay. Well, then I guess I'll do nums. We'll create a variable called nums. We'll make it equivalent to, I guess, 1, 2, and 3. Just assigned a whole bunch. And so we're going to do 4. So remember, we're doing that for loop thing. So we're going to do for n. Yeah, sorry. For n in nums, let's make this simple. Nums. Gotta do the indent. Oh, hold on. Maybe it won't. That's the problem, is you can't really... We'll just indent a little bit. We'll indent all the way up to here. For n in nums, we are going to... Adds each total... Yeah, so we're basically just going to go through nums, and then we're just going to add to total, I guess. I mean, that's pretty simple, I guess. So we're going to do... So we're basically counting how many are in here. So we're going to do total equals... total plus 1. There needs to be a conditional in this, though. Oh wait, no. There doesn't need to be a conditional there because we're not like trying to single out anything. We're trying to figure out how many total numbers are in this. At least that's what I think it's trying to tell me is what we're trying to do. So I'm just going to kind of go with it. And then once all is said and done, once we've figured out what the total is, so we're going to count about 3. And I don't know, maybe it's asking me to do the sum of all these. I'm not sure, but yeah, we'll just, I don't know. I have the instructions are so minimal that I'm just going to create a very minimal code. We'll see what it tells me I did wrong, if I did anything wrong. So we're going to print total. So within this loop, we got 4n in nums, and then total equals total plus 1. Because remember, we're only adding to the total because we're trying to count how many different numbers are in here. So we got 4, 5, I mean, like, it could be any number, 10, 15, 12, 18. So it's going to end up totaling these out to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, because it's going to loop through each and every one of these. And remember, for every one that it counts, it just adds 1 to the total variable, which total is at 0. And, hey, Tahoe OG, dude, what up, dude? All right, I am kind of curious to see what what Python says, not Python, what ChatGPT says about my quick little Python for loop, and see what it tells me. I bet I missed something. I bet I didn't. Look, at the instructions were. Oh, it says, nice try. Your structure is strong, but there's one key bug. You wrote total equals total plus 1. That adds 1 each time, not the number itself. So your code is counting how many times. Okay, so it did want me to count. It did want me to add the numbers. So I was on the right track, but it actually wants me to count the number. Okay, it wants me to add. Okay. Got it. I didn't realize it was asking. I honestly thought it was just trying to have me essentially count. I probably should have gotten the hint by the fact that the variable is called total. I'm a dummy. My bad. Let's see. Okay, anyway, so it's my turn. What will this print? total equals 0, nums, blah, blah, blah. It's going to do, so total 0, so 0 plus 2 equals 2. Total's now 2. 2, 5 equals 7. 7 plus 7 equals 14. So we're going to print is 14. The correct answer is C. Bam. It's kind of fun, man. Kind of fun. But I got to admit, man, you guys, I'm a little bit tired. I kind of just want to get to bed. I'm starting to drag ass right now. Hard. Well, I want to say that I appreciate each and every one of you. And I want to thank you guys for being part of the show. The show's huge, man. The show is huge. But we're rolling with it, man. We're rolling with the punches. But yeah, thank you, Tahoe OG. You're the man. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to say at the moment, but honestly, I'm just too bloody tired. Oh yeah, don't forget to tap the subscribe button, man. We're at 9,235 subs. Once again, we're at 9,235 subscribers. I really do hope you guys take the time to subscribe to the channel. It really does help the channel grow. And we're gonna end the poll. And yeah, I'm gonna get to bed, man. I am just tired. Is that the pug plug? But anyway, thank you guys for being so incredible. Like I always say, you guys make the channel grow. You guys make the show fun. You guys honestly do. And yeah, I'm out, man. Thank you guys for subscribing and have an incredible